what's going on, everybody? Good evening, good morning, good afternoon to everyone out there around the world looking to trade and invest today in the markets. Well, what is going on? It looks like those nasty treasury yields are putting some pressure back on the Nasdaq, but not to worry. We're moving up to the promised land of the 1.95%. Are we concerned? Should we be concerned? I don't think so yet. So yes, the Nasdaq has given up a bit of what it put on yesterday, down 1%, 13,056 in the futures. We have S&P 500 therefore becoming a little bit down as well, 39.51. Went close to that 4,000. Went close, guys, went close. And then the US dollar index 91.60. So a slight recovery in that. So Papa Powell bought the, let's call it the bull train, and then he taketh away with the market not necessarily believing. I think now it's pretty sure that the treasury yields will go towards that resistance of 1.95. Whether there's a pullback in between, it just seems inevitable. It wants to move to that area. Let's say a quick hello to the community. I'll just shout a few of you out. No one in particular. Let me check out here. Get all these screens up. Did you guys know that we are about to reach 50,000 subscribers? We will reach it during this stream. I have every faith. Every single faith. Let me just bring all this up. Got a few things prepared. And for some reason, I don't have this one prepared. Close all up. All right, let me click through. I'm clicking through to get the chat. The chat is not here for some reason. It's disappeared on me, but I'll be back. So today we'll be going through a whole bunch of things. We'll obviously go through our crypto thoughts. Did you see Cardano 1.46 closing in that 1.5 territory where it's had resistance? ATX missed good morning, afternoon, evening. Absolutely. Chronically Sam, good night. Yeah, that's right. Midnight antics for some people. That's true. B-Dig says my favorite Aussie. GM Tom, thank you very much. Yo, good morning from Stolled. Hello to the moderators. Hello to the Stonk Squad. And hello to, of course, Diamond Hands and the rest of the community. David says 50k subs. Come on, peeps. I will get there. Don't worry. Christopher Cardenas says, saw last night you were at 49,700. Smash the like, says C Money. All right, let's do it. So it's time for us to get serious because I think there's serious things going on here. We're going to start with the treasury yields. We can't really stay away from this tonight. 1.733. Look, we knew a few things here, and I probably should have really pointed it out, but I just still don't think it's a big deal. Okay, I still don't think it's a big deal. And that was that people were very concerned about treasury yields here, and this is what caused the correction in tech stocks. Okay, correction. And it's just an excuse. It's pretty normal that the market returns back after a crash, after a pandemic, as the VIX is stabilizing, as everything else is occurring. Now, where do we want to actually be concerned? We're not really going to be concerned until it gets past the 1.95. I want to assure you that this is a very standard thing that happens with treasury yields, okay? Very, very similar. So 1.73, we're coming in there today. This will hurt the Nasdaq, but notice where the Nasdaq is. Is it above 13,000 still? Yes. Are we almost near the promised land? Yes. Could this put it back into the 12.8? It's possible. So we'll have to see what happens at this last point, but I'm going to go down to the 4 hour. And I guess maybe check out this. Is there anything that we've seen happen? Okay, so it hasn't touched the 20 moving average on the daily. Let's go to the 8 hour chart. Looks like it's touching the 20 moving average on the 8 hour. Now, we don't always use the 8 hour, but it is a good chart to check out on your screens. It's 2 4 hours, and you know I love the 4 hour time frame. It's also a good signification of technically a trading day because the stock market's open for, not this many hours, but definitely some of it. Okay, so 1.73. We usually bounce off the 20 moving average. It usually has these spurts up. So we're probably going to see a little bit more of a spurt, then a pullback. That pullback will stabilize the Nasdaq. Then we'll have another spurt stabilize. Then we'll have another spurt stabilize. So it might cause what we call March chop. And March chop is like this. I mentioned this yesterday. March chop is bad. But what did I tell you guys about the markets? The markets love April. They love April. If I was to pick some of the months that are best in the markets, it would be things like back end of December, generally. April, very, very strong. And then, of course, the June, July period, generally pretty good into the August period. Those months are historically good. And you've got to pay some attention to that because these cyclical things that happen time and time again, you're really just following what Nasty Wall Street are doing. Nasty Wall Street manipulate those. And what do most non-informed investors do? They buy all over those periods. What was everyone doing in Feb? They were buying every single hypergrowth super hard. And then, of course, Wall Street came in and crushed it. So 10-year treasuries are worth watching. We will watch them through the session here. Ramsey says, hey, Tom, can you please take a look at Reggie? Well, we'll see if we can there later, man. Meowdy partner, the FOMC news from yesterday was really bad, but still the market rallied like crazy. Today, we see heavy selling in the futures. The Fed has become too politically motivated and straight up lying. Well, I don't think they've got anything really that they can do. They just keep saying the same things, don't they? It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah. So look, the Fed, the market is certainly now getting less faith in them. And you can see that. But again, the market is also motivated to do a few things right now. One of those things is to potentially trap all of the stimulus money. The other thing is that it is going to move towards that 1.96. Dollar index bouncing off the support. Notice here, we had that 91.35. This is 38 area. This is going to be very, very important. Continue to watch the dollar index within this trapping range. The longer it stays in here, when it breaks, it should give us a direction for the markets as well. So I expect if we do get a closure below this 91.40, 91.37, guys, when this happens, we should be returning back to the US 100 being at 13,300, and then we're ready to move to the next level. We must close above 13,300. So for Bitcoin, cryptocurrency traders out there, we'll cover those in just a few moments, but I want to go over to the US 100 and I want to talk about the structure that we're seeing and whether there's anything to be worried about yet from the bull perspective. I don't really feel like there is. We've got left-hand support at the 12.8. We had the 13,000 buy yesterday, which rallied close to that 13,300. Any pullback here, any rally, any pullback here, any rally, it's just all noise in the greater trade. Because if you close then above 13,300, you're going to move towards the 13.6. We're going to move towards the 14,000, and it's just more right-hand side structure because we've got our left shoulder, head, and then therefore have the right shoulder here. Many stocks are setting up this way. Tesla and others, they're all setting up the exact same way. So I don't really feel like what's going on right now is that much of a concern for, I guess, day traders out there. You know, people would be drawing things like this trend line now where they'd go through the last two troughs and they'd say where we're going to open at the market, being the 13,000, is super important. That's something that I'm going to be looking at through today's session, see whether we can find support here, some early dip pressure for day trades and for potentially some investment purchases on specific stocks. Juan Asori, welcome to the Stonk Squad. Thank you so much for supporting the stream and welcome to the community. Great to have you here. Good time for credit spreads. I think the market moves so quickly at the moment, see, that credit spreads would have to be very short-lived. So credit spread, what you're going to be doing is usually looking above and looking below these resistances and supports. Now, in the future, guys, the markets are not always going to be this way. They're just not always going to be this way. So learning about credit spreads, we're going to do it here. Don't worry, we're going to do it here. When the market is not mad, we're going to learn other alternative systems to making money in the markets. You know what's hard right now about making money in the markets from some of these techniques? It's insane. So you'll have crazy resistance, you'll have crazy support, you'll have breakouts everywhere and all this hyperactivity. And unfortunately, when that happens, it means that you cannot trade effectively with those systems, but you will be able to. So credit spreads, it's a great idea, and I do love it very much. All right, Sal de Cristo, $2.99. Can you do ZG? I'm confused. We certainly can. Sal, man, you request this one every day. We'll definitely take a look at it very, very soon. Thomas Hammer joining the Stonk Squad. Thank you so much, Thomas. Bit of a sub-train going on here, guys. I do appreciate it. We hit over 100. This is the 50,000 subscriber special. So why can't we do it? That's good. Thank you, Thomas. Welcome to the community. Good morning, Scott. Good morning. Look at Tesla. Don't worry, Aaron, we will. JJ Crypto, Tom, do you see any crash of any sort this year? Yeah, I do think we will have what you guys will deem as crashes. So plenty of corrections, plenty of funny trick business. But overall, I'm still bullish on the end of the year. The problem is what they started with all of this monetary policy last year, with everything that they've done with the economy, they can't stop. They cannot stop. If you stop, it explodes in a Great Depression. It's really bad. Like, don't get me wrong. What they've done is ruin the money system for everybody long term. It's literally sped up the money system. I always say this to people. You know, this money system is based on like a couple of dudes in a room, like kind of coming up with it like 100 and something years ago and just going, yeah, that sounds good. We'll build in this stuff. And then they've built upon that. It's actually, it's kind of stupid, really. And that's the problem. Now we're at a point where they're speeding up the process of it effectively being destructed. Now, do we want to talk about that? No. Is that going to happen tomorrow? No. They're just speeding it up. So they will not let it fall. They will do anything it takes because now they've started something that they cannot, and they don't want to be the people that are around when it all blows up. So they will try to hold as much as they can. Yesterday, I started down 16K and ended up 12K. Amazing pump, pal, Donkin Dave. Unfortunately, Donkin Dave, you might be down about 12 this morning, I think. Is there some market euphoria? There certainly is market euphoria, but it's actually similar stocks that a lot of those kind of euphoric stocks have actually declined to more fair levels. So I think it's just really that value rotation that we spoke about in November is kind of materialized. It's come through, and now we're going to see the true valuations of things like the hypergrowth stocks. So for the US 100 today, have this little trend line down, support. Let's see what happens on the open around this 13,000. Notice how it intersects the 13,000 and the support. Very important zone to have on the US 100. We will have it there. Sal, I'll get round to yours in just a moment. Let's go to the US 500. Look at that, 3,988. Did we expect it to probably find a little bit of selling pressure there? Well, it was so close to the 4,000. So it's going to struggle. It's going to maybe coil. Remember, this is such a barrier. So maybe now we go into some consolidation for a few days ahead of the quadruple witching event, and then we can move through. There's no bearish signal just yet. Over here, I was pretty bearish because our trend line was being reached. I just don't have a bearish signal yet. Indicators will show it, but I don't have anything else. There's just nothing there for now. We break under the Nasdaq 12,750. I think that's bearish across the board, but that won't happen yet. All right, Sal, let's do it. ZG, Zillow Group, what is going on? Pre-market down 1%. Yesterday, slightly bullish. So let's go. Now, yesterday, what did we talk about here? We had our fib, and I believe we were talking about this 38,250 fib level. The 4 hour went down through, bounced, closed with an engulf. That looked, okay. It's just like a standard kind of trough, peak, higher trough process. Now we're pre-marketing right through the middle. Look, I'm not sure where you are with this position here, Sal, but the way I look at it is this makes sense for a pullback to occur as long as the market can stabilize today. And obviously the US 100 is now down 1.2%-ish. So it's going to come down to 13,000. It's very, very likely. If you then get a closure above back into our bracketing up here, then we can move back into the highs. And once you're through these highs, you're moving back up here. Look, it's not the easiest thing. I think a few things people forget about TA and they forget about trading is you're not going to be able to read every single candle. It's just the reality. You can't predict. I couldn't tell you, hey guys, guess what? This candle, it's going to tell me this direction every single time. You can't. It's sequences that you've seen before that have a statistical likelihood of occurring again. And that's trading. It's not always going to be every single day I could predict where something will go. It's just not true. That's just not how it works. It's recognizing a sequence that's occurred before, putting those things together with everything else that you've got in your information, and then you can make a more informed decision. So look, I'm not concerned about this. If I was in long here and I had this kind of pullback to a 56.18, I wouldn't be too concerned. It's bounced well. Yes, there's going to be some resistance at this 151 because that's where we had the support before. But watch today. I mean, if today goes underneath here, yeah, unfortunately, you're probably going back here. If today goes above this point, well, then we can move towards these previous two high resistances. And once we get through those, then you know this is a sequence that's going to be so good. The trough, the peak, the higher trough, then we close through and we move onwards towards this level. From here to here is incredibly statistically likely once that occurs. So from this 163, any close above that, the statistics are heavily in your favor towards the 177. That's something that you would be able to break down. You would be able to do it, take it 100 times, and you would be right a huge percentage of the time. Because of the trough peak, higher peak sequence, the change of trend from the downtrend, and also just the lack of literally any structure on the left-hand side. This would be full-on market participation to this point. And that's the type of thing that you want to find as a swing trader. And you basically just get in here and you get out here. That would be ideal and certainly a great area. Have we looked at Tesla? No, we haven't yet. Chronically Sam says, like the stream and subscribe, guys. Tom's the man, and you'll learn new stuff every stream. I hope so, Chronically Sam. I hope so. You can buy Cardano on Webull or Robinhood. I'm actually not sure if you can buy it on Robinhood. Obviously in Australia, we're not allowed to get that. But let's have a look at Cardano and all of the other cryptocurrencies. So we spoke about Cardano a few days ago. A few guys in the room were very bullish down here. Well done to those guys. The dollar was reached. We talked about the psychology around that dollar, which was buying wicks. Then we got that increased amount of volume that came through. So you saw this volume here, obviously after, but the increase came through, it closed above all these wicks, and then it signified the next move. Now, this was, of course, because it was approved. And when Cardano or when any cryptocurrency is approved on something like Coinbase, people go hyperactive on it. We've now reached the resistance. So because of the large move, because of everything that occurred, this would probably be one of the worst times that you could get into a cryptocurrency like this, because it's moved so heavily, it's market capitalized up quite a lot, and now I could really see it return back down to something like this 20 moving average or something that it's done before. Like when it's moved up, it's usually returned to the 20. It moved up heavily, returned to the 20. It actually went even further after those. So I don't think Cardano is a strong buy here. I think that if I was in this would be a strong take profit zone and possible rotation out of the coin into another coin if that's what I was looking at doing. Speaking of other coins, let's have a look at here at Bitcoin. Yesterday, we did at a point there think that the 52,000 could have happened during the session. 20 moving average was a good rejection, moved through. Powell completely changed the game. Hey, that happens. Fundamentals happen. And then it's pulled back down. And if it keeps pulling back down, what is this area here? This area here is where I think Bitcoin starts to find buying pressure. 57,000, maybe 100-ish. Now, if Bitcoin continues to decline through the session here, it's going to hit the 20 moving average on the 4-hour, one of our strongest supports. And at that strong support, I could see resistance becoming support and people picking it back up. You're going to be able to fib this level and everything else. So Bitcoin actually should now move past 60,000 to the 62, past the 62 to the 65. I've talked about the super cycle here a few times already. And I've also talked about the fact that Bitcoin generally holds these technicals pretty well. So unless there's some other strange reason that I'm not sure of, 57,100 could be reached during the session today, and we will watch it. And if it is, I expect buying pressure off here. We have really, what is this? A full rejection of two lows. Some people have called it even more than that. They've gone into the 1 hour and they've said, Tom, it could be an inverse head and shoulders. The problem with that is if that was an inverse head and shoulders, why is the right shoulder so much lower than the left? It's not showing strength. So I'm just more all about this resistance break, and I'm all about a retest here getting absolutely picked up by the market. What do you guys think? Do you reckon Bitcoin would be a good little level there? Midgley says, is Cardano a good hold? Yeah, it's a great coin. Great coin. But that doesn't change the fact that it should have just hit some resistance that will move through. Dave G says ADA was an awesome trade. Certainly was. Corey Feldman says 50K achieved. Wow, a few people are mentioning that. Very cool. Very cool. Big Man says, at FX Evolution, do you do any day trading or is it all swing? Look, I used to scalp and day trade quite a lot. I'll be perfectly clear here. Day trading is very time intensive. Now, if I was continuously day trading all the time and not just picking my spots, you have to be so dialed in. And I mean, like, you need to be you need to live with the market. The market's in your mind. It's that insane. You've always got to be dialed in. You actually want to specifically pick a few things that you want to trade as well. So that might be that you only find 3 to 5 stocks that you like. You obviously always want to be looking at these indices. So things like the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, you must know what they're doing. Find the supports and the resistances on them. Pick the stocks that you know how to trade, and each one of your stocks will have nuances. Apple will have nuances around earnings days. It'll have nuances around new market things coming out. Every one of these stocks trades a little bit differently. Once you learn them, then you want to dial in on around 3 to 5 stocks and not have a huge opening. Now, if you're going to swing trade, hey, you can open it up to hundreds and hundreds of stocks, commodities, cryptos, everything. So swing trading is actually better for part-time traders. If you've only got 1 to 3 hours or 45 minutes a day or something like that, I'm all in on the swing trade concept. If you want to invest and base it on technicals, then you can do that with like literally just watching a stream like this and just kind of making decisions based on some of the information you're getting and then putting it together with your own ideas, and you don't need to put much time in. But yeah, 45 minutes to 1 to 3 hours for swing, depending on how crazy you want to go. The day trading system is going to take more time. It's going to be more stressful. And if you do work, you've got to dedicate the days. So I mean, like, if you're going to pick Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you've got to do it every single week. No slacking. Continue. Pluck Eye says, can you tell if Michigan State will win tonight by looking at a chart? Show me the stats, man. Let's go through the stats. No, probably not, bro. What would you move ADA into now? Well, I mean, if you were pulling back to, say, Bitcoin was coming back down to this level and you had ADA at a high, I mean, it's already declining a little bit here during the session, 1.45. Yeah, I mean, you can move it into other coins. I mean, there's a few other ones that are going pretty hard. I talked about this a while ago, which I think was KSM. That's been going quite well. Mike Lee, $5. Good morning. I bought one call yesterday for $5. 195 expiry 16th of the 4th. This is how we say it in Australia. So 16th of April also. Should I hold for a bit or should I sell? I respect your opinion. Okay, well, I can't give you the full analysis of that, but thank you, Mike Lee. We'll check it out. So Bitcoin, watch the 57.1 today. If it does come down here, I expect some buying pressure to come through at this area. Quickly check LTC, another very nice area that's been holding around for it. It's still struggling around this 205, but yeah, it'll be very interesting to see what happens next. See how it's consolidating after breaking through that nice support. This line here was looking good. You just can't catch the falling knife in anything. You must wait for further information if it's coming down like that. BTC is not really coming down hard. It's just doing a little bit of a swing. So you don't have to be as careful. But when something goes like this and it goes, psh, you've got to be careful. You've got to be careful. So gold today, 1732, coming back down there. Dollar index up 91.59. US oil, $64.61. And the other cryptocurrencies are all over the place. So we will look at those. Let's do Mike Lee's one. 5 is his particular position. I assume it's 5 below. I'm going to have to assume that. You bought 195 calls yesterday. 206. Well, congratulations. Congratulations. I assume what you were looking at was this resistance. And did you have some trigger? You're smart, Mike. I like a lot. Mike has applied a very good concept here. I hope this is what he did. He's applied the close concept means more than the wicks. Look. Nice work here, Mike. So we get the closure a few days ago. This was the first closure point above any previous resistance. And I don't care about these wicks. I care about the close, because the close is telling us that it has confirmed the level above. It has basically said, we're fighting. The bulls and the bears are punching on. They're scrapping it out. And it has got above that level, and it is ready to move to the next level. Now, a little bit of noise came in with the market going up, the market going down, and all around. But I think that's a correct analysis. You actually end up getting a better price because of that, or you could have certainly got even a better price again. But you got a 195 call. You saw that, and now you're being rewarded with a 206.50. The closure here was the key. All this other stuff doesn't matter, because yeah, it really doesn't. Let's now talk about where could your profit be. Well, I would usually take somewhere around here. The support, yes, it wicked through and went even lower, but I'm not going to be greedy on this one. And then the support. So this is a 195 to 181 channel or range. We're going to go with that as being our range. Daily is best. And that's going to predict about a 210, 212. So pre-market is 206. You'd have to think there's more in it from a technical perspective, but you must make your own decisions there, Mike. Very important that you make your own stuff. But yeah, there should be more in this after a breakout like that. Let's go and learn from the history of this pair, how it breaks in the past. So that break wasn't exceptional. That was back in 19. Do we have any 2020 breaks? Break, absolutely insane. Break, very, very nice. And then this one. I think it's okay. I think it's okay. Good luck there, Mike. Thank you very much for the donation. Does everyone like the Coinbase platform? What do you prefer using for crypto? So Vita, yeah, the Coinbase platform is really pretty basic from what I understand. I don't use it, but yeah, I don't know if it has that much in it. ACK says, I got out of 5 yesterday. Oh, that is disappointing, ACK. Unfortunately, you got out of it. That daily close was a decent thing. Jacob Croft, Canadian $5. Morning, Tom. Can you please look at Cardano? Oh, okay, ADA CAD. If you see the same trend as the American one. Okay, so ADA now trading at 144. ADA CAD. Do we have ADA CAD in here? I usually don't look at cryptocurrencies versus anything other than maybe a BTC swap or US dollar. And I tend to stick to those. I'm not sure if I have ADA CAD. Let me just try typing it in and see what happens. Okay. This has got to be wrong. Yeah, that's super wrong. If you can give me the code for it, I can answer it. But I will go to, I don't have Binance open on this platform right now, so I can't do that. But I'll just go back over here and just reiterate this again. My biggest problem with this move is this move was based on really Coinbase, and then everyone got back into it. So when Coinbase approved it, it moved up. It makes sense for sellers to be here. Would I be selling off at this point from a technical perspective? In my opinion, yeah. I would. 50% in like 2 days. That is awesome. So that is very, very nice. I think that's the type of thing that I usually go, okay, well, I'm happy enough with that, and I'm going to wait for the next location. Because what's going to happen, even if it closes through, guys, and you think, Tom, you're an idiot. You're a moron. I can't believe I could have held to 1.6. Yep. But what will happen is it will come back and it will test from the top down, and you'll get back at a 147. You might say, well, why should I just held it anyway? The difference is that you've now seen the future, and the future has shown you that the price can move to the next level, and it's going to. I still think that a pullback would be in order. Where would pullbacks come through to? Something along these lines would be the expectation, me to 20 moving average, and then hopefully would pick back up. Now, the more pressure it puts on this point, let's say it does this, the next time around, I'd be more bullish on it to break the 147. It's just this first time, 50% move, resistance. It's a very nice trade. Congratulations to everyone, got it. But yeah, I do think that's a little bit tough. Broke Strocker says, come on team, let's smash that like button. Thank you very much, man. Concurrent viewers, 13,065. Already celebrating 50,000 subs with me. Thanks so much. It feels like yesterday I started the YouTube and really pushed through, but I think last couple of months, thanks to you, I've really pushed it to the next level. And I love doing these streams, and they're a lot of fun. So here's ADA. We've done that one. We've done our BTC thoughts, 57,000. We'll watch that through the session. We'll keep it literally, we're laser-eyed. My eyes are red. We are lasering in on the 57, and we will check that out throughout this time. XRP, it keeps going above this 50 and not holding. For XRP holders, I feel bad for you. Look, I was an XRP holder over here for a little while, but now it's just so tough to hold through this SEC stuff. So I would be waiting for a 50 close. But I tell you what, I've got an alert there, because you get a 50 close on XRP, and you must be a close. None of this wick business. So set alerts and then come in and have a look. This could be explosive as a percentage. 60, 65, possibly even the dollar, depending on what happens. Do watch XRP. It's a sleeper hit, but you don't want to be the person that sits in here going, yeah, it's all good, because you're just going to have a boring time refreshing the ticker and not seeing anything going on. When it gets past 50, it can have a nice move in it. Iron Cac says, at FX Evolution, congrats, mate. Even listening on my work, 1 hour to go. Oh, congratulations, man. You're almost done. That's always good. Tom, can you check out Volkswagen? Well, I've had some requests for that, so why don't we have... Oh, it's not a crypto. Volkswagen. So I have had some requests for this. I feel like I should probably check out... Oh, look, I'll see how bad the OTC data is. It's pretty bad. There we go. We'll use the cleaner data. Well, I know why everyone's been talking about it. Look at that. Big bull. Volkswagen back into almost its highs. This is not a stock I look at very regularly. That was a nice break to 180. Let's go down here to the weekly. Oh, it just barely even let you in. It just was a close above and it was all over. So the weekly closed above and then bang, straight through. Look, it's completed, man. I really don't see anything here for you anymore. If you missed it, unfortunately you missed it. Yeah, back to these 2015 highs. It's got to be in consolidation now. Unfortunately, if you miss these things, sometimes you just got to realize, damn, I missed it. Next time I'll be ready and I'll have my resistance breaks. It's kind of like Boeing the other day. Boeing went through, had a really, really nice move on it. This one's similar. Close happened, quick retest. Notice how the candle here, keep this one zoomed in. See how the candle almost came back and perfectly retested, 188 after that nice week bullish. Don't lose sentiment just because you got one bearish week. Keep the sentiment strong. There's nothing here telling you to get out. Don't have to paper hands in this situation. Nice trade. Congrats if you're in it, but I think it's completed. Arthur Brown, $5. Thank you very much, Arthur. Says, grats on the 50K. Appreciate it a lot, man. Appreciate it a lot. Javier says it went up because of the EV cars production. I am very well aware. Anything that touches the EV, the magical two text lines, E and V. And you get that, and it just goes bullish. So I knew it was moving from that because everyone was talking about it. But yeah, the closure point was here. And I think everyone was really mentioning it to me in this section this week. So unfortunately, it's a standard thing with retail crowd. Sometimes we get onto it or people get onto it like here. Don't get caught up in this FOMO. Just go on to the next one. You need to be 2 steps in front of everybody else. Running these pumps at the moment and dumps is just not conducive for your long-term success. You've got to think outside that box. Like we did the other day with the marijuana stocks where Tilray was sitting at like $20 and we thought, and GME was running and we thought, okay, GME struggles at any point, eventually it will. People will move into the marijuana stocks, and Tilray had a great one to 31 and possibly could still have a run up to the 34 after the GME AMC situation peters out here a little bit. So GME and AMC Are they looking good? Well, I would argue sentiment is going to be good on these today. 215.60, here it is. And on the right-hand side, AMC up 4.35% to a 14.15. I'm sure a lot of you are happy with that. Now, why is this occurring? I guess this would probably be one of the main reasons. The new DTCC rules just passed. They're in effect immediately. And this is actually a pretty good little article just going through some of the things that, they believe is going to be big. A big discussion about Citadel and what they do. And I think regardless of whether this is going to be truly a big game changer or not, what it is going to do is it's going to create sentiment for people adding their stimulus checks to AMC and GME today and trying to get this squeeze done. This has been publicized everywhere. If you're not aware of it, I'll literally just post this in here for you. Here you go. Grab that one. You can check that out, load it up onto your other screen. Always important to know the information that's coming out. And I guess this is just more for me about sentiment. And when you get that, you can start breaking levels. So for AMC crowd, you want to see a $14 plus. So I would have a $14 plus. That's all you need, 4-hour close. And then you can literally squeeze to $16. $16 every $2. And then after $16, some would say the moon. Literally 20 is the next area. It's pretty magical. Looking amazing in the pre-market right now. Look for the close. I think the close is the only thing you can do here. Lots of wicks, no close. What did we learn from one of those analyses before? I think it was 5 or something. It was the daily close that signified the strength. There was 2 weak candles after that, or a weak candle followed by a bull candle, and then an explosion. Here, AMC, a close above should signal an explosion to the 16. It looks all right. And the technicals on the way up have been good. ATX MISed, $5. I ask this every day, Tom. Haha, you may as well call me AMPMized. Could you please look at AMP on the Gemini exchange? You do ask about this every day. Congrats on the 50K subs. Thanks so much, ATX. Now we move towards the big hundy. And I tell you what, if I get that thing, a few people will never live it down, because there have been people, and I know they're watching right now, and they've said, Tom, you never make past 30,000. You never make past 50,000 subs. And you certainly will never make 100. But I think we can. We can do it. We can do it. Let's take a look at AMP on the Gemini exchange. I reckon we get this one every day. Gemini exchange. Here we go. Nice. Closure out. So we were getting a little bit bullish on it the other day, weren't we? We're feeling better about this Chop City. Yes, I see why you like. I see why you like. Does this close? How many? Oh, only 18 minutes till the closure happens. Yeah, this is nice. So we've had that structure through this point. I know you've asked me this several times. So I've been following along with you. We've got a structure. We've got resistances. 0.027, 0.027, all these resistances, 1, 2, 3, arguably. Now, if we close above in 18 minutes and 20, and I will watch this with you as a community, we're going to watch this close later. This close will signify a movement that then can push towards the next levels. Now, you notice I have this beautiful support also lined up, and that's because you take this, oh, look at this, it's wild. This thing is wild. And you move through and it says it signals a 0.035, but I don't even know if I care about the 0.035. I care more about the true levels, and the true levels is probably something more up in this resistance up here. And that's a pretty decent percentage. Let's measure that out. 36% from current price if it closed. Technically looking at 30%. Yeah, I'm feeling okay about the closure. If when it does occur, we'll come back to this and then you'll get your money's worth, because we'll keep checking it out. NDX, for anyone that's just coming through, yes, I'm aware that it's down fairly hard today. We're actually going under 13,000. It's these evil treasury yields. Look, 1.744. I don't even expect them to stop. now for the next couple of weeks till they get to the 1.95, and that's where I expect full resistance. No more. Keep watching that Nasdaq situation. Unfortunately, under the 13,000, 12.8 is the true support, 12,750. That could be where dip buyers find the stocks, find the high conviction plays that you're looking for. We'll continue to watch the 13,000, I think, for the open. So we're at 12,971. And we'll come back there soon. Brandon, Dr. $3, LYSDY. And let's have a look. LYSDY, Linus Rare Earths. What a trend. Have we looked at this one before? Wow. That 8 hour 20 moving average is compelling. Just the time frame we're on. That's amazingly compelling. Nice bit of resistance, or at least structure. Let's have a look at the weekly. It's been much higher before, back in the day. Market capitalization for this company, I do have it, 4.42 billion. $5 psychological, holding it through. Tons of structure. Lots of gaps with sell-offs. So I usually draw to the... See how over here on the right-hand side it stopped around this zone? All right, I'll show you this. This is a tip that I think is worth learning. Here we have gap, sell, gap, sell, gap, sell. So it was in like it's opening higher and then selling straight away. The true bull level was here. So that means that's actually the true resistance level. That's why the true resistance level is here. And I actually, with a lot of my analysis, will be like, I don't see this. So you can't see me. We close that off. When we get a bullish close above this level, because remember these were all gap ups and then sell-offs, that's then signifying to the next move. What I would then do is I would actually take the range from here to here, and because it is a channel, it is a range, and I would extrapolate that out for my profit target. I'd be very, very careful about the 5.5, but yes, it is looking bullish. Closure above the 5.07 should signify to the next move. Thank you very much, Brandon. Brad S says 100K subs in 3 months market. Brad, if I got 100K subs in 3 months, I would go crazy. The Fed has lost control, says Dave. Verified news. So I remember, Dave. I remember your name. The Fed certainly has lost control of the markets. Every time they get less and less and less control of the markets. It is true. Douglas D, $2. Can you look at GoPro G Pro? So we've had this one a few times. It's just come out of nowhere. People have been talking about it, I guess, because of the bullish pressures here. Pre-market, 1287, down 2.57%, 2.96 up yesterday. Go to the weekly. You'll notice the breakout has occurred. Pull back now, 1287. GoPro was a story that was very negative in the markets. Very negative. I mean, you look where it came in on a... IPO. Its IPO's gone wrong. 35 up to 99. I will say this about these products. I don't actually like companies anymore that produce products. I like companies with moats that ideally produce services that they make money from and that they have big databases of clients that they push through. It's like Microsoft. Lots of software services. Amazon has heaps of clients or customers in this case and a massive ecosystem. The problem with these products is someone comes out, someone goes, you know, I'm an enthusiast and I might be a YouTuber, let's say, and I think GoPro's a little bit crap. Some of their products are a bit crap, let's say, and I make another improvement on it, and then that is taken and is improved upon. It's like buying into what would be the closest clothes brands. A lot of the time, clothes brands, the big ones, just gobble them up by stealing their designs. So it is a bullish close here. I'm just looking, can we get maybe a little bit further back down? Because it's going to be a very hard trade due to the aggressiveness of the market in this reprice here. This looks like the retail community's got hold of it and everyone's going crazy. And I would say a lot of that's got to do with GoPro being a free stock that was given away in... correct me if I'm wrong, Webull or Robinhood. And when these free stocks seem to be moving, yeah, it's been quite aggressive. Pickups off $12. $12.87 is clearly in just the middle of the range. So any breakout above 13.20 can then move forwards to the 14, etc., etc. But 12.87 pre, nothing for me. Look for 12. Look for maybe like this 2-hour 20 moving average hitting it at the same point. And then if you want to be in it, you can get into it around that zone. There's not much there for us, Douglas, unfortunately. J-Rock says ape strong AMC GME. Things are looking good. Tar Heel says don't be stingy with the likes. Do appreciate it. Christoph says, hey, Tom, can you show me how to apply the Fibonacci diagram on the charts? Yeah, I'll show you how to apply Fibonacci because I get asked this a lot. Let's just say this was the run. Pull from down here, the left, to the right, because I cannot tell you how much trading view data I see that's incorrectly drawn from a fib. And what this will do is it will then instantly draw your retracement level. So from this level, if we're going bullish, we pull from the bottom to the top and we're looking for retracements. So retracements means that, of course, the 23, 638, 250. Now, if it was on the decline, let me just reset this. So if we were looking at fibbing, let's say this pull to this pull here, we would grab the fib, we would pull from the top down, and then what that would do is it would bring it up. And then we've got the 23.6 and 38.2. Now, what a lot of other people don't know is there's also called Fibonacci extensions. So an extension, what you're going to do is a little bit different. You're going to pull from the top down to wherever the pullback is. So let's say that pullback came down to this 20 now, and it will actually draw out the 1618, the 2618, 3618, and the 4236. And these are fib extensions. Fib extensions work well in stocks like Apple, and the larger the stock, so the more blue chip the stock and longer it's been around, fib extensions can work. On a penny stock, they will not work the majority of the time. Mark says, feels like Triple Q and SPY are bull traps. Yeah, I mean, it's possible, but I'm really not bearish on the market until this thing here, being the Nasdaq, gets below the 12.8. If it can get below the 12.8, 12.750, that's bearish to me. Everything else in here is just purely noise. 13.3 we knew would be resistance. Just remember, could be a left shoulder, head, right shoulder situation. So anything in here is noise. And when that noise is broken to the upside, we'll have clear direction towards the 14,000. And when that area is closed below, we'll have clear direction to the next level. Let's take a look at the pre-market because I'm sure it's getting a bit bloody here, especially in the tech stocks. Down 12,990, 1.51%. Do I want to bring it on? All right, here we go. There's some red here, guys. Oh, here it comes. Oh. Ugh. All right. So we've got Dollar General, SEA, Twilio, Zillow Group, Tesla down 2.42. Thank goodness you got above 660 though again yesterday. KLA, Baidu, Zoom, DocuSign, all of these are down multiple percentage points. On the green side, we have Toyota. People getting into that now. I actually wouldn't mind looking at Toyota. I might do it. Goldman Sachs, 1.25%. And there isn't that much green. Let's have a quick look at Toyota. I'm just interested myself. Go the 2 weeks. It's actually a pretty decent breakout that occurred. Yeah, that's a pretty nice breakout. $145, $153 was up as high as $163, up 2.6% today. This is a nice trade. Anyone getting Toyota? Nice buying. If you did well through the last couple of weeks. I actually think that's strong for a boomer stonk. Very crazy resistance break. It's just insane. Resistance. Oh, it's such a great thing. Amazing. Why am I not in this one? What the hell was I doing? I must have been making a video or something. I'm a bit annoyed about this one. We got Fireworks, $5. Tom, what do you think is the best way to catch breakouts like Volkswagen? Is it a stop limit trade or is it an alert system? I hate missing out on them. Yeah, it's an alert system. So what you've got to do is you've got to get a scan, whether that's like a FinViz scan or something else. And what you want to actually be doing is, and I'll show this on the stream sometime, is you want to have an alert where maybe you check like let's say large companies, maybe it's market capitalization 10 billion plus or something, and you put it close to peaks by a certain percentage. So it might be like close to the peak by 3% or by 5%, and just quickly load all those charts when they come up and just set alerts. So you want to have something like TradingView. Click the link in the description below, help us out if you're interested in that one. And this resistance across the board, when you close above, you should have an alert somewhere here that triggers you, and then you can come back in. You just don't have enough time to check them every single day. So because of that, you should have these multi-year high alerts just set to a never-ending timer, and that will help you quite a lot. Yeah, it is annoying. I mean, I'm a bit pissed off about this Toyota one. I'm a little bit annoyed because I should be in this. But yeah, that's the type of thing I'm looking at. A multi-year high that I missed. Very, very strong position. Very strong position. Mike, KML Panic, welcome to the Stonk Squad. Thank you so much for joining. We've got a few people that have donated and joined just then. So thank you very much, Mike. Welcome to the community. We've also got TMC. Welcome to the Diamond Hands. Please remember to go through that syncing process as well. TMC, thank you so much for joining the community. Amazing support for the 50,000 today. Really do appreciate it from everybody. We've got Tran Win, $5 Australian. Thank you so much, Tran. Now, I'm not sure if you had anything there, but I do appreciate your support. I'll have a quick look. I'm sure someone sent me some information. Supposedly Upstart is up 45% on an earnings announcement today. That is pretty damn amazing. That's a massive move. Thank you, Tran Win. Appreciate the donation. Marcus Horn, $10. I'm super sick today. Someone else needs to keep up the GME hype for me. Thank you, Marcus. Also, if you could hype Bitcoin, DE, Tesla, that would be awesome. Keep up the great job, my man. Hype them up, you want me to do? That's like shilling, isn't it? I don't want to do that too much, but I will have a look at them for you. So look, don't worry. Your AMC actually looks kind of good today. Now, I know you didn't have AMC there, but we will talk about that one. AMC looks great. If you guys are in this, it's all about holding above 14 on the 4 hours, and then that will signal into the 16 for a squeeze. If you're not aware, that DTCC thing is definitely improving sentiment. Pre-market for GME, 2.35%, so both are strong. Let's do Tesla for you, because I think a lot of people want to know what our thoughts on this, and it really hasn't changed much from yesterday. We've got some strong long-term targets if the market can hold up. I am very well aware we're down 1.52% in the pre here at 12,987. I still expect it to be around 13,000 on the open. Let's see how it goes. But yeah, look, Tesla has a few key points. It's got that 720, which is the resistance here, and just underneath. It's got the 660, or as Sid would say, and I know he's here, 666, because he thinks that's the devil number and it's where the support is. And 683 is pre. So look, is that concerning? Not really. It just has to keep holding in this structure. Remember, the more it holds in this structure when it breaks, what's it doing? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. And I've extrapolated that out for you right here. Wow. It literally finds the exact peaks. 890. That is phenomenal for Tesla. So if Tesla can stay strong throughout today's session and stay strong into the next ones, once it gets past the 720, yes, you're going to have to contend with the 780 and 800 bracket. But know this, ARK is purchasing it out of control. On top of ARK purchasing it out of control, you've also got strong technicals and everybody else. It is the second most purchased stock on Robinhood, and there's a lot of money flowing into those types of things. So yeah, very, very strong there. Bitcoin, well, we talked about it before, so we'll keep going with the 57,000 being an interesting level for us today. And DE, which is Deere & Co, has, yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the trend. The trend is mega here. We looked at this one as a community the other day. It just keeps going up. I still think there could be a 50 moving average 4 hour or something dip. Let's have a look at the daily 20, something like that. It's moved up heavily. Maybe it goes towards the 400 first and then it dials down. I think I had like I think it was like 320, 360, 380. Could it find resistance? It's possible. It just keeps going though. It's unstoppable. Look at it. It's unstoppable. It will eventually crash. Don't get me wrong. Once it finds that, it'll hyperextend, and the way you'll know is it'll start gapping super hard. So it'll gap or something, or like just a giant big bullish green candle. And when that happens, get out, run away, because it is hyper extended and it will pull back. Verified news, Dave, $2. SHWZ, look at the long-term chart. All right, let's do that. SHWZ, Medicine Man. This is the one you're looking at. Long-term chart, weekly big enough? Hopefully it is. Up today, 5.93%, so I think you're pretty happy with that. Long-term charts here, well, you've got $4 as your strong resistance, don't you? You would be a madman not to take profit off there. By the way, ADA now 142.5. So that 147 is holding for now as the strong resistance. You'd be crazy not to have a crack at getting rid of it there. Medicine Man, $3, also a bit of a problem. Let's go down to the daily. Good structure. Trend line highs. So we got all these resistances. Let's go 4 hour. Yep. Same thing we said the other day about this one, Dave. Nothing changes. I spotted the exact same thing I think I told you, which is let's break this trend line and this high. But I see your potential. I see your potential. So 250 is the level I would like closed above. Once you do that, you move towards the 3. And once you do close above that, yeah, you might have some problems over here. But realistically, to the $4, I could see that. Good luck, and I appreciate your donations. That deer chart is awesome. That deer chart is unstoppable force. Can you explain why you think AMC is going up today? Yeah, because it's all about sentiment. I've been consistent on that. Sentiment is key to these trades. A lot of people get hyped up and they go, this is the reason it can be $1,000 or this, that, whatever. Really, it's just the more people that are piling into it and holding it due to the fact they're confident in it, the importance. One of the reasons I think it is strong today is I do believe, like how many, let's refresh this. 8.7 thousand upvotes. This is only GME related small sub forum. So if you go to like Wall Street Bets or something else, new DTCC rule just passed in effect immediately. And then all of this goes on about how it's all super bullish. So if this is sentiment in a nutshell, what's this telling us as a community? Well, it's saying we're bullish, people are feeling it, people are making videos about it, everyone's talking about it, and that in turn creates more positive sentiment. And more positive sentiment around the time that you've also got people getting some extra cash from the stimulus checks and just people having cash from going back to jobs in other countries leads to investment by millennials, which leads to this kind of phenomenon. So we're looking for 4 hour closes in the real market. We've actually just got a little bit of a bullish sign here in the pre. So I do think it looks all right. I think it looks all right towards the 16. And of course, if you got above 16, you could be looking to a serious move of the 20. GME, more paltry. It's hovering around. You'll have to look for 225s today, at least some strength through that area. We'll do gold and silver soon. They've been a bit boring, but we will do them. US 10-year treasuries at 1.728. That is what's moving the Nasdaq down during this session. Where are we? We have them somewhere. 10-year treasuries. This is our little trend line that we've got on the Nas futures. Trying to find whether it can hold around this area. We'll continue to watch that. And I said I'd go back to Gemini. Where's my Gemini? Where are you, Gemini? I've lost it, guys. There we go. 4 hour confirmed above. So congratulations so far for the AMP position here. This is the cryptocurrency. That's a strong close above. and we've now broken through the resistance sequence, and we have the ability now to move towards the next areas. So good luck there on this one. Let's hope we'll watch it through the session. All right, let's go back here. Missed a few people. Darth Diamond Hands, I like your name a lot. $5. Grats on the 50K. Thank you so much, Darth Diamond Hands. You'll hit 100K easy. Great stream, Tom. Well, Darth, I'm glad you're confident. That's awesome, bro. Thank you so much. Toyota has announced full EV to be revealed soon. Kevin, I'm all in on that. Why do you think I was just like, better look at Toyota, Kevin? Why do you think I was like, better look at Toyota? Because when Toyota come in with the EV wagon, like, this is just the beginning of the hype train that will come through. Because look at Volkswagen, look at the movement. This is actually just a recovery. So where was it? So pre-GFC, pre-COVID, went from 13th of Jan, it was like 144. It's trading now 153. It's selling out of control. In Australia, they are smoking it. It is insane. You guys know I have a Toyota because I'm boring with cars, because I'm all about the invest in markets, invest in compound. But I do have a Toyota, the most boring of all cars. And this particular, like, I bought one of the new ones and they are just cleaning up. You can't even get them for 6 months. Imagine waiting 6 months for a Toyota. Craziness. That's what's happening. Lexus is selling. A lot of people that I know that are rich are actually moving to those types of cars. And if they can pull it off, yes, I think the hype could be real on this particular one. Continue to watch Toyota. Will be interesting. Thank you, Darth Diamond Hands. Thank you, Darth Diamond Hands. David Duval says, I'm new to this. What do you think? What do you mean about the 4 hours? So the 4 hour is the time frame, David. And basically the time frames that you always want to be looking at on charts become very important. I mean, daily is the most important time frame. What a daily means, every day there's price action. There's movement up, there's movement down. At the end of that day, it's printed in one of these little candlesticks or these price points. Now, 4 hour just means that instead of looking at a daily, you're looking at 4 hour. That's all it really is. So 4 hour is a very, very good time frame to be looking at. Yesterday, who did I say had a good earnings report? It was CrowdStrike. Antonio's doing the full shill. I like this one. Spend some of your stimulus money on AMC shares and then go watch a movie with the family and friends at the theater. What about hiring out for gaming as well there, man? Don't stream or download movies for a week. Save that for UFC. Antonio, that's funny, man. Ron Keys, Canadian, $10. Thanks for looking at URI yesterday. Turned over some calls and made 3K, my first big win. Congratulations, Ron. That's awesome. I'm glad you did so well on that particular one. URI, United Rentals. Nice. Glad you did well there. Very, very happy for you. It's a strong trend, isn't it, that one? John Smith says, I drive a 92 Toyota. Dropped mini truck. Nice. Nothing wrong. It's all right. You know, some of the richest people I know drive the crappiest cars. They drive some terrors. I know one of them, he drives like a really poverty-stricken car to his work so that everyone thinks he's poor. Smart. I like that. I think Volvos are the boringest car. That's true, Sam. That is true. That is true. Thomas, I'm sorry, bro. We're going to ban you. Wait, what is that? Is bad. You can't be spamming those scammers. Also, please, I just need to remind everybody before we get back into analysis, and this is a serious moment because I had someone message me about this. Guys, there are so many scammers on YouTube and they're acting like they're us, the YouTubers. So I've had other YouTubers, people in my comments commenting back to you guys. FX Evolution, there is like FX Space Evolution, there's FX whatever Evolution stuck together or whatever, and they use my logo and they message you and say, come and contact Mr. Ron Howard or something. It's completely scam. Unfortunately, I've had a message from someone that actually got in contact with them and almost went to the final step, and they said, oh, hey, Tom, I'm just a bit unsure about this guy you put me on to. It's not me, guys. I ban them hundreds of times a day, and they won't bugger off. And I've contacted YouTube, and I've said, get rid of these scammers. So be careful, yeah? Be careful. Congratulations again to Ron. Kim Lim says, at FX Evolution, have a look at spins. Okay, we'll have a look, man. Why not? Spins? Oh, pins. Not, you had $sign in front of it. Pins. So this is Pinterest. It's pulled back somewhat. It's been a more successful, I guess you would say, IPO. Came in strong, went to the 36, went all the way down to 10, and now is finding a resurgence. Pre-market down 1.95% to 73.49. It's pretty strong off these lows, these 63 lows. A bit lower, actually. Put the 62. I mean, like a lot of things, they've all kind of reached like a resistance point. I mean, are you getting a discount where it was? I mean, yeah, it was 89. It's now 75. I feel like there's better discounts in the market. But it's okay. It's okay. It's just at a strong point of resistance. And that's why, along with the fact that we're down 1.41% on the NAS. By the way, NAS back to 13,000, right where we think it's going to open up. So we've got an hour and 20 minutes till it opens, and we'll find out more. Thank you so much to the 1,879 viewers that we've got here today. Do appreciate it. Pins, tough, but if you get through 76, then you should be able to move back to the 85 zone. Hot Flying Fish said, I buy Tesla on the dip. I buy Nano Dimensions on a dip. I buy PayPal on the dip. And now I buy QB on the dip. Good luck there. Good luck there. Tyrone says, give us the FX Evolution intro music hype for the 500 likes. Damn it. Look at Tyrone. He's in here. He's getting grouchy. He wants it. Simon says, if someone wants some good financial advice, send me some Bitcoins and I'll teach you never to listen to me again. That's some value, not a scam. Simon, that's a good one, bro. Yeah. Jacob Croft says, YouTube wants them on here as it helps them. They don't care if it hurts real communities or creators. Many large 4 million plus YouTubers did a video about it. Wow, that's terrible if true. Yeah, 500 units technically does get this. That's disgusting, Daniel. That's disgusting. The scammers want your money. Save it for AMC. Fair enough, bro. That's funny. All right, let's check out gold. So gold, a little bit disappointing. The stupid dollar index movement. This should have been a very nice zone, 1740. Let's go in the 2 hour. It's actually a 1, 2, 3 as well. Would have been a nice pickup, I feel. Like gold 1740, it's a strong level to always look at. We will play the hype music in just a few moments, Tyrone, don't worry. So we had triple resistance here, and then it just busted through, hit the level, and you didn't get any bounce whatsoever. And this kind of brings to a point where you have two choices with the way you want to do TA. You can say, okay, I've had resistances so many times, and I'm prepared just to buy it. Or you can say, I want to see a little bit more and dial into a 15-minute or a 5-minute time frame. Look for double bottoms. Look for engulfing candles up. All these types of things that are showing you some bullish momentum. And that will actually save you from getting into potentially bad trades. I'll be interested to see whether it goes any lower than this point. So I'll watch gold. Should have hold here and then go towards 1760. It has not. And we will watch that through the session. Silver. Similar type of thing. Goes up, closes through here, and then finds some selling pressure. So a lot needs to reverse here to show that strength. All right, guys, let's get a little bit hyped. I think we need it for the AMC, for the GME crowd. AMC and GME looking pretty okay today. 4.35% for AMC. We have $215 for the pre-market for GME. The DTCC rules are coming through with some strong sentiment. For the rest of the markets, we have tech going down, led by the US 10-year Treasury yields moving to 1.73%. Now that is up 5%, and it's putting the pressure on the NAS. So a few weeks ago, if we were talking 1.73%, the NAS would have been 12,000 or 11,008. I don't think it's as big a deal as everyone makes out, but we may move to 1.96% before we find resistance. Let's go now and get ready for some intro music. Let's do it. You got to 500. You know what that means. Okay, here we go. You guys ready for Thursday, second last trading week day? Quadruple witching tomorrow. Expect lots of shenanigans in the market due to this. A lot of confusion because of this. Here we do. That's making me feel better already about this red day. Oh, and that went 1.5%. What is going on there? All right, let's move back over. Nothing to be concerned about though yet. Remember, US 100 at 12,992. We've been much lower recently, 12,750. So we have a donation up here. This is from Brendan Gleason. I'll just make sure I'm up here. Well, what's this message about Toyota? John says, I'm going to go 50% portfolio on CCIV after my AMC hits the moon and I return home. That's cool. Daniel Radcliffe. Oh, yeah, I saw that one before. Brendan Gleason, $5. Hi, Tom. Could you look at CDR on the Polish exchange for medium-term perspective? Looking to get back in there soon. Okay. So that is CDR, Polish exchange. Oh, this is actually CD Projekt Red. Yeah, we were talking about this the other day. Forgot the code there for a minute. And it found support. It interests me a lot. So this company, for anyone that's unaware, made Cyberpunk. It made The Witcher. Because they made Cyberpunk and it was an absolute hash job, it did very, very poorly after that. And you can see where the company came from. So it came from not much back in 12, went absolutely hyperactive during the news event, a true buy the rumor, sell the fact kind of thing going on here, and then got crushed after the Cyberpunk. So it should stabilize in here. Now, I understand why you're saying maybe I need to wait for a little bit and see more. And I think for me, what I'll be doing is I'll be looking for accumulation here on the daily, Brendan. So it's a very interesting stock. If you have consolidation between the 240, because we know this is support, yeah? We know it should act as resistance, 240. So you get consolidation and you see improvements in the volume down the bottom here, as in there's bigger investors buying in and accumulating the position, then you could be looking at some movement up. I would also look for bullish positions. The thing with gamers is we all say, hey, I'm never pre-ordering again. I'm never pre-ordering again. But you know what? I say that, and I'm still, even though Blizzard, they burnt me bad, Blizzard Activision burned me bad, I'm still going to pre-order the Diablo 2 Resurrected. I'm still going to do it. They've got me bad, and I believe that that's what kind of happens. Look, if EA can hold so well, why can't CD Projekt Red redeem themselves? But the problem is they've got such a long pipeline till they get their next game out. So will they continue to earn off these kind of games? Yeah, that's more of a fundamental thing, but I would be looking for strong volume down here and a 240 breakout. Put that as a longer term alert, come back and check it. Nebraska says, I feel like I must be the only bear that watches this stuff. No, that's all right, man. Like I'm bearish a lot of the time on things. I just feel that at this stage, we just don't have the technicals to go with the bearish component. And we've known for a long time in the market, you're better off being an optimist than a bear. But when the bears get control, oh boy, do they get control. George A says, hi, Tom. Good entry today on AMC. It certainly looks interesting there. George A, you have to make your own decisions. But yeah, GME on fire today, says Joel. Is the fire coming? 2.28%. I wouldn't say the fire's come yet, but AMC certainly has more fire here. Sid says, getting to 50k subs with the hard grind. Seen some rubbish TA channels get 100k. YouTube must have an Aussie bias. I think it's a lot of things. Right place, right time there, Sid. Right place, right time. There's not that many TA channels on 100, I don't think. Maybe there is, and I don't know about them. XRP testing 50? Really? 48. But you got me almost. 50 important, Brizzy boy. Keep watching that. Lucic says, I just got on. Tom, I probably already covered TCAT. Diablo 2 over Diablo 4. You are correct. Diablo 2 over Diablo 4. It's all about D2. Brendan says, great. Thanks, Tom. Agree with you on pre-order of D2. Yeah, I can't stop myself. And guess what? They give me like the crappy collector's edition. I'll probably buy it. I don't think I can stop myself, dudes. I cannot stop myself doing it. Bloodbath McGrath says, I'm a serious bear, but the market is rigged against bear payouts. That's true. There's no doubt. Look, this is what I say about countries. Australia, biased towards property. It is a big bull property cycle. You can't bear property properly here. And in the US, your stock market is incredibly bullish. In fact, your property market is more likely to bear than the stock market is. It's insane. A new Diablo 3 was an upset. Yeah, Diablo 3 sucked. Video games suck. That's what my Bloodbath McGrath says. That is funny. All right, let's get back into the markets anyway. What else is going on? Let's have a quick look at oil here. So oil is actually declining, and I expect some further declines to occur. I've talked about this 20 moving average being the most bouncy area and the best area to get through. So here we've got all the supports. Look at that 20 exponential. What trading was that? It was beautiful. It hyperextended, and now I expect it to come back down to the 20. So watch this zone, previous resistance, previous support. Pre-market, we've got a lot of big movers. Let's do PLTR, have a look here. I'm sure a few of you want to take a look at this. Yesterday bounced off our crazy boxes. Now these boxes are not exact TA. I'm just trying to show you where ARK purchased, which is here, which like yesterday became a level of support. And people remember these things. Remember, this is a retail traded community. PLTR is heavily retail traded. So where ARK purchases becomes randomized support. And that's why it's hovering around this zone at the moment, even in the pre. It's just important sentiment. Where other buy zones for PLTR, it's going to be just here. And that low is 22.57. So if we continue to fall down under this, then yes. Any closure under 22.57 has me very concerned for the rest of the market. And bull pressure should be stopped at around 30. So we have 28 to 30 just as a watch zone because there was lots of noise. But it's actually a very noisy chart. Like if I deleted this and you look at it, there's a lot of noise on the left, very difficult to navigate. So I've got this box here purely just showing the low and the purchase point of ARK. Remember, if you know more information about this, you'll know how the retail community does trade. Speaking of ARK, I want to bring up TDOC because TDOC got belted yesterday. And I was saying, why did it happen? So I shared this in the public community in Discord. And the reason why it happened, guys, is because Amazon is getting into the telehealth space, at least starting to push through that. Now, interestingly, and I'm going to load this up. Let me get this right now. Thanks, Dave. Looks like we did look at pins. So that was all good. Let's have a look at what ARK did yesterday. So I believe ARK purchased a whole bunch of TDOC. I think it was about 300,000 units of TDOC. So they're actually doubling, or not even doubling down, but they're definitely adding to this. They're definitely adding to this position. If you're wanting to get bullish on it, because I do think it will go bullish again before it goes bearish, Amazon is a big deal, but this telehealth space is a big pie. and I still think they're one of the first into it. So let's say it goes bullish here. If it gets through 204, I think the movement towards that 220, 228 will be very severe, and I could see it starting to rally pretty hard. So this is another one of these sentiment trades. Got to be very, very careful. What about gold, says Roland? We did gold. Unfortunately, gold needs to get back above the 1730, 1740 zone to find some strength through that. It really does. Sens, please. Okay, let's do Sens. Sensonics, 305 pre-market, was 313. Look, can we learn anything about that? Not really. Instantly, there's nothing that's going to be on the TA for 305. You've got your supports down at 270. You've got your resistance up at 333. And like any of these other trades right now, once they get through these zones and we get the sequence, the trough, the peak, the higher trough, and the higher peak, then you move heavily in the bullish direction. It's all about breaking this 333 for this one. It's all about breaking the 720 for Tesla, etc., etc., etc. Today is more of a noise at the moment, waiting for these stupid treasury yields to get up to the point that we need them to get to, which is going to be the 1.96%. What app are you using at FX Evolution? Says Salco. We're using TradingView. Click the link down in the description below, and you will have the ability to go to that one. Craig Harry says, the trend is your trend till it isn't. Having invested through 2 previous bubbles, I'm skeptical. Yeah, that's fair enough. But look, at this point, we're still bullish. We've been bullish for months. We've had the correction. We correctly talked about it on this channel. And if you're going to be looking for where do you expect more selling pressure to really come into the stock market, I mean, you cannot look past this trend line. For anyone that's new, for anyone that hasn't subscribed and has been following us, this trend line's been it's the best at being able to predict the resistance points of the market. This is where we closed yesterday. This could just be noise with further buying pressure, but we hit the trend line again. Yeah, I'll probably go bearish for a little bit there. Why not? It's just such a good TA. Money is cheap these days. Absolutely it is. So ridiculously cheap. Should I move my BTC over to Matic? And is Matic a buy at 40 cents? Al Howard says, hi Tom, where did you post the TDoc info in Discord, please? I posted in the private and the public section. It was just a Seeking Alpha article just saying Amazon was getting into the space. Yeah, we can look at a few of these. Actually, I want to look at OMG. Let me do that quickly. I 100% think you're talking about the crypto. It did break out. Nice. Yep. I knew that's why I wanted to look at it. Not as aggressive as you would think, but OMG did break out. That's a nice break above multiple resistance points. It's had that big 640 run in it before. Could be a bit of a sleeper, this one. Could be a bit of a sleeper. Looks bullish. Closure above is strong. You've got structure at 6 though. It's trading 570. And if it gets through 6, then you're looking at 7, just under 7. So there's some strong moves here that could come through from OMG. Good luck on that one. Yeah, nice breakthrough. Nice breakthrough. AMC 1407. Wait for the first couple of minutes of trade. Pre-market doesn't mean that much. GME 217. And what are we spotting in the kind of like potential opportunities today? So we've got Zebra Tech and CB down hard. Dollar General, Analog, not really some of our favorites. Tesla down to the 680. That's interesting. 3%. Could be opportunities around the 660 if it reaches it again. Pinduoduo, Baidu. A few people were asking about Baba before. Zoom. We go over to this list here. What have we got? So MediaCorp, Riot Blockchain, Nokia. On the green, we have Sundial. I don't know how that continues to be the stronger of the the weird stocks. That just shows you the power of memes. AMC, GameStop, COS, and Ocugen all up through the sessions. Treasury yields. Go check out Toyota as well. An interesting chart. Resistance is broken a little while ago, back in December. We've hovered around, and there's a good chance based on the Volkswagen that we may have some big bullish news coming out in Toyota. Check out things about their EV pipeline. When everyone finds out more information about that, I expect it to go fairly bullish. Hernan C, $3. Tom, can you look at UWMC? Loads of in the money options, 19th of March. Okay, let's have a look here. So ITM, oh sorry, not ITM, UWMC. Let's load that up for you. So supposedly there's a lot of in the money calls, and they are going to possibly expire, I guess is your thought process, and then push the market up. So generally during these quad witching hours and these types of events, you usually expect a lot of volume and therefore a lot of trade and executions into stocks. That's going to happen through tomorrow's session. 9:30, remember there's a lot of shenanigans that go in before that. Pre-market 9:36. Do I see anything? 4 hour? $9 close is good. Above that is strong. So the pre is 3.53. I mean, yeah, this is 3.36, sorry. Yes, that's pretty good, isn't it? First closure point above, looks bullish, found base, volume's increasing. Let's go to the daily. Volume is increasing yesterday, makes sense, moved up hard. Towards $10. 10 will be a problem for it, but it wasn't previously. It just went hyperactive up to 12. It's hard to know where you'd take your profit, but yes, the pre looks good, and that should push further sentiment round to the 10. And then if the 10 is breached, then you should be able to get to the 11 and possibly 12. It actually looks okay. So good luck on that one. Yep. Good luck on that one. SID, $5. The SID index bodied above 100% year to date yesterday. Mark after the last few weeks of fib retracement. You have a fib retracement on your portfolio, Sid. 17 of 18 green days. That's how you do it. St. Paddy's Day proper. So you're going to win today, Sid. Congratulations. Assume you've been trading a lot of that GME. Sid's madman. He's probably traded about 300,000 units of GME by now. TMC, how do you access the private Discord? If you're a Diamond Hands, just look at the comment that I've got and you'll see that you can go in and sync your Discord with your YouTube, and it will give you access within an hour or so. Tyler Dillahay, $10. How do you feel about Volkswagen v Waggy? It came out of nowhere. Do you think it's too late to invest for long term? There's rumors of Apple and Volkswagen working together. I would probably take the opposite way of that then. So why would you take Volkswagen when you could just take the Apple trade? Let's have a look at AAPL actually for you. So if you were thinking, here's the argument to be made. Volkswagen's back on that multi-year high. It's had a beautiful run and you missed out and you think, damn it, I missed out. That sucks. I hate everything. Well, guess what? There's other opportunities. We had that Toyota breaking to multi-year. Maybe they can get involved. Now, if you're worried about, hey, Apple rumoring possibly working with one, well, guess what? This is a very interesting event. Apple have rumored to work with Hyundai, Kia, Honda, Volkswagen. What is the common denominator through all of those? It's not the car companies. It's Apple working with them. Apple traditionally make a ton of money on top from their product. You know, they go to Foxconn or they go to some semiconductor company or whatever else they do. They make heaps on top of it. So if you really want to play there, Tyler, wouldn't it be Apple itself that you would look at? I think Volkswagen's gone. That's just my opinion. Obviously, it's not financial advice, it's just my opinion. But yeah, I think Volkswagen's gone. But Apple could be the better opportunity for you to get into that kind of play. I just don't know why we would go to the other manufacturers. Yes, it looks like a great, glorious percentage, but when Apple eventually announce it, you don't think this stock will go up off that news, if that is what they're doing? So Tyler, thank you very much for the $10 donation. Good luck on it. Alita says Michael Burry shut down Twitter after SEC visited him for his bearish tweets. I wonder if the SEC are afraid of it. Check it out, FX. Is that true? 1 second. Let me have a look here. Michael Burry, Twitter deleted. 5th of March, so quite a while ago. Michael Burry is taking a break from Twitter, leaving his 400,000 followers with only a couple of restaurant recommendations. After comments suggest Burry feels that he has had his say and he decided to let investors fend for themselves. I assume he got in trouble. He definitely got in trouble. Maybe his lawyer's like, hey, can you stop doing that? We're in trouble. And he's like, okay, cool. I'm going to give some Yelp recommendations for everybody and then run away. Look, Apple is probably the better movement here. And I do think that it's actually looking okay. It's down 1.51%, but at 122, what are your upsides? Well, your upsides are that the 143 happened. You got a solid business coming into a 23rd of March announcement next week with a new product and at least some new lines coming through. And if they do the car at some point in the future, I still think it could be on the upward trajectory. It's not exactly a poor business not doing well. So it's right around the support. 122 is right on the support zone. Will it find further bullish pressure? It's certainly possible. What's your major downside? Probably to 100, and then it's met by big buying either way. So it's still a solid play from a risk perspective. UWMC, you're entering a world of pain, Walter says. There is a world of pain through that stock. I've said it before. Artur, probably. Canadian $5. Opinion on MZDAY. MX30. Popularity growing fast in Europe and coming to North America soon. Not a stock that I have looked at, Mazda. Is it? Oh, okay. This is the OTC signal. Surely I can use this one. Opinion on this. Well, all car manufacturers seem to be getting into the EV plays. It's already had a 615. It's moved down. It went to 604. So it's actually recovered all the way since September. These Japanese companies move a lot slower than everyone else into the EV space. But when Toyota or Mazda or anyone do join in, they'll join in pretty hard. Looks like a lot of crazy green, red days. Let's have a look at the OTC. Is that different? Yeah, that looks completely different. Okay, that's completely different. Oh, wow. Well, this looks very nice. Your trend line has fully broken, man. Very nice. Strong downslope for years. Consolidation. Movement up. Retest. Yes. Nice TA. Resistance at the 455. Okay. Much better. Much better. So I do like this one. The support was found here again. So this was the $4. It found it. It hit the $4.57 resistance, which I expect to be found. It's closed strongly through what's probably an earnings report and then bounced back down. Yeah, it's not bad. Thanks for bringing that into the community. It's interesting. Base formation came through. March low. Recovery November. Resistance. They'll eventually get into the EV space. They'll get into all these other things. I'm sure they will. They're just slow to adopt it. And that trend line break is a significant break. Whenever I see that, I start to get bullish on the stock, bullish on the currency, bullish on the commodity, whatever it is we do. That, wow, nice. ADA 1.42 now. BTC 57,876. Let's go back over to BTC quickly. Go down the 4 hour. So we did expect it to decline a little bit here. I still feel like it can get down to this 57,150 area. When it gets here, hopefully it's met by some buying pressure. This area is all important for BTC. We must bounce off this previous resistance and find buying pressure. And then we can move back to the 60,000, the 62,000. Unfortunately, ADA could be looking at further pullbacks for now. And then, yeah, into the next point. But ADA, what a move. The community, you guys knew. You guys smelled it out and you shared it with the community. Thanks for doing that. Everyone was bullish. ADA at a buck. We saw those strong rejections and then it moved through. Coinbase bought it out. Arthur, I like the Mazda position. Interesting. Go do your own analysis, but it's good. Al Howard, welcome to the Diamond Hands community. Thank you so much for joining. Enjoy the emoticons and, of course, the other perks. Make sure you follow that stuff. We'll get caught up here before we go through everything else. We've got Johnny Patino. Thank you. $1.99. Your thoughts on ENB, Enbridge. Thank you. ENB, Enbridge. Let's have a look on the TSX exchange. Okay, looks like a breakout is occurring or about to occur. Multiple resistances. Oh, nice channel, man. This is an oil and gas pipeline company. Ah, interesting. Weekly. They got some kind of monopoly. How big are they? Yeah, they're got a monopoly. I wouldn't know this. Canadian people are probably saying, you stupid, Tom. This company's massive. 91 billion. That is a good level. Yes. So pre-market today, we've got 0%, but that is a strong channel. It signifies a move to 48, 49-ish kind of area. Strong channel. Look for a close above. Was one fake out there? When was that? May 20th. So that was actually last year. Let's go to the weekly. No weekly above. Look for a weekly close above. You've got a 2050 cross. There are plenty of things signifying this is out of the worst. Supports across. I want you to do your fundamental analysis, but I bet if you take the low up to here, you'll get the full peak. Not bad, and probably actually has decent cash earnings. Check out the fundos on this one. But yeah, everything's looking good. Great coiling consolidation. Great moving average plays on the weekly. Looks good, Johnny. Thanks for bringing that up. Richard A, $2. Thank you so much, Richard, for supporting the community. It looks like you have a thing down here. Oh yes, Richard A says, when would you sell 180 April 1st calls with beating earnings yesterday and quad witching hour tomorrow. Learning a lot. Appreciate you. So we actually looked at 5 before. I'm not going to give you exactly I'm not going to say, oh, you should sell it here or anything because I can't do that. But what I can say is from a technical perspective, we have a channel. And if we took the channel distance and you think, okay, well, if you want to get rid of this in the future, then you'll be looking at much higher levels. Now, we broke this down and we actually broke it from here to here for a more conservative one. So you got 2 choices. One, you go from the lows to the highs, take that out, gives you a 220. I wouldn't go for the 222, I'd go for the 220. The other choice is you just take this more recent kind of low wick body formation to the highs, and then that's going to give you your 210, 213. I guess the 220 is the more likely better scenario for you. But yeah, you could also anywhere from 210 to 220. Pre is up, but it's struggling just because, not because of the earnings. Remember, that will flow through when the market recovers. But when you're down 1.47% and the Nasdaq coming into open is not going to help you out. Thanks for the donation, Richard. Good luck. Oksana Kravchuk, $5. Hello, please take a look at OCG. Thank you. Okay, we'll do that. And then we'll get back into a quick overview of the markets. You've brought me to one of my worst friends. Crazy penny stocks on a hypertrack. 214 million market cap. Remember, check your market cap when you're looking at these. Go to your bigger time frame and understand where they've been before. I have no idea what happened here in 17th. But if I was investing in it, I would want to know what was all that about. What was all that about? Check out some news on that date. Up 18%, 1250, was up 67% yesterday. So look, it's super bullish. It's super crazy. You could do all your money here. It could continue up. I mean, if you learn from what happened last time, it stopped around the 25 and then sold off. So your upper band is going to be around that 25 bracket. Let's have a look how previously it reacted. I've got to go back in the past. 20 was reached, sold off, 25. So if you're crazy bull on this, I guess you aim for the 20 or the 25. And both of those are your aim point. Where did it stop? Just underneath 10s. That was 970. So learn from that. So if you're going to go 20, probably like a 1950 would be a better area. So if you believe, you hold it for a while, because you got to make these kind of crazy things pay off. And yes, the market is coming through, as in people are obviously getting this in the pre-market, sitting at 1283. It's gone up 4% since we were talking. So my opinion is it's gambling, but at the same time, you can possibly have good take profits on your gambling. Good luck, and yeah, just hopefully it isn't too bad. It says unemployment was pretty bad out of the news. Whoa, Streamlabs went crazy. I don't know why that happens. I even turned it off. Taylor Williams, $4.99. What's your opinion on post-market and pre-market movement of BYFC? They just approved huge banking merger and things are looking suspect. BYFC. Yeah, so yesterday, 5.77% up yesterday to a 330. They're now 15.76% down. That's pretty bad in the pre. 252 should be the lowest it gets though. Look at that resistance acting as support level. I'd box it actually, because I wouldn't know exactly where it lows. I'd box between the high and the low here. And if you're interested in it, you could try catching it if you believed, but I'm not sure exactly what that fundamental is. But there's lots of structure here, lots of wicks here. This should be found as a level of support where it catches it, and then you can move on to the next level. Wow, we got a lot of members coming in tonight. Thanks so much for celebrating 50,000 with me. I'll read out who it was in just a few moments. But yeah, thank you so much to the community. Really awesome. What about DOT today? We'll do DOT in just a few moments. Not a worry. I do love DOT. DOT could be included in many platforms to create more bullishness as well. Think outside the box. Say you believe in DOT. What if DOT gets put in different platforms for trade? You guys know what the crypto market does about that. It's all green, all good when that occurs. 280 here for BYFC. Yes, it does look suspect with those kind of moves. I'd also point you over here and the madness that went on. Now, this was 15th of June to the 6th of July. What was going on over there? Go look at that news. It seems like this company could be full of potential little bit of questionable stuff. 92, yeah, it's so small. This is $92.5 million. I don't like that. I don't like anything about what's going on. John Smith, AMC CEO, got 950,000 shares he can't sell for at least a year. Now that's the diamond hands. That's true. That's true. BTC 57,799. It's okay. Just get it down to 57.1 and then hopefully it finds support. Lucic, $2. Thank you so much for the donation. Could you comment on TCAT, Tom? TCAT. All right. We are now 45 minutes away from open. Whoa. Holy moly. That is huge yesterday. 277%. Now 27.52. What the? I bet your market cap's really small. 254 million. Yeah, at this price. My comment on this, pump and dump. Dump, pump, dump. There's a dump and there's a pump for sure. There's no way that is going to justify this price movement. Unless there's some fundamental I don't know about. Share me in Discord if there is. Let me have a look if anyone's mentioning to me. Oh, thank you as always, Dave. You're a champ. Fixing those guys up for me when they don't post it in the links. Look, I can't comment on this other than it's a pump dump, and you better be careful about levels. Where has it stopped so far? 1 hours. There's just nothing. There is actually nothing. 20 barely held. It just kept going. 5-minute chart, 20. Okay. That is how ridiculous you may have to go. You may have to go to a 5-minute chart to follow the 20. And if it goes under the 50 moving average on the 5-minute chart, maybe you need to be scared. Maybe you need to be scared. Remember what happened with Rocket. Remember what happened with all the others. That looks like a pump and dump waiting to happen. Good luck, Lucic. Literally a bit scary. Goat Shrine says, got a guess on ADA's potential with today's event. Can it get through that 147? I would think the 147 is a hard bracket to break after going 50%. I would feel a pullback occurs and then it moves up to 147 later and pushes through. It's a complete guess, but the 147 would be the area that I would have gotten out, and then I'd be looking for a swing trade off the top. If it goes back up there again though, look at the price action here on ADA. As it's going back up through here, because it's already done a bit of a pullback, if it cleans above here, I mean, it will go nuts. I mean, where could it go? 150 is completely going to get busted because it's already stopped at 147 twice. So you would move towards like 1.6, etc. But yeah, I'm not super bullish on it at these levels, even into an event. Sid says $2 from Sid. Plans to air tag my guy, Ty. He gets lost at times. Plans to air tag my guy, Ty. He gets lost at times. I'm not sure what you're talking about there, Sid, but yep, air tag is a thing. Chase LeBlanc, $4.99. NNDM, please, sir. We will do that in a few moments. Let's do a quick recap of what's going on in this market. So we're 40 minutes away. We got Nasdaq declining to yesterday's lows. We had J Powell giving the sugar hit or trying to get the sugar hit. Now we've got the market saying, no, we don't believe. This is a very important zone as the first level for the US 100. The Nasdaq is the major indice I would be watching. And if it continues its decline, and let's say it goes back below the 12,800 level and closes below, that's really bearish. But if it hovers in this area, it's okay. There's no problems with it. BTC, I could expect back to the 57.2, 57.1 zone and find pressure buying there. That's certainly an area where I'd be looking at. 10-year treasuries are what everyone is concerned about. Let's load up 10-year treasuries. Where have I got my 10-year treasuries? Let me refresh this. VIX returning back to 20, by the way. 10-year treasury is 1.745. So this is actually continuing up in the bullish pressure here. 10-year treasuries are crazy. Look at them go. Where do I expect them to completely stop? I would say around 1.95. In some ways, I just kind of want it to just quickly be over. Just make it over, get to the 1.95 and be done with it. If it continues past that point, we've got problems. But 1.95 to the 2, I'm okay with the treasury yields getting up here. And I think it's all fine. If it hyperextends past that point and holds it, that will be bad. Because that's really showing that things are getting away from the Fed and J Powell has no control of the market. Let's do NNDM now. NNDM, Nano Dimension. So that's really what's going with the market. It's all about those 10-year treasuries, the 30 years, the 20 years, and that's pressuring the Nasdaq, which is pressuring the rest of the market. We're down 1.57% on the Nasdaq. Bad market movement here for things like, so media, Nokia, Riot Blockchain, those types of ones. Good for things like AMC and GameStop. Firstly, they love down markets. But secondly, we also have that new news about the Reddit, the DTCC rule. And that is going to help sentiment there just to hold through. Let's have a look at what's going on with the screener. Big companies, always worthwhile knowing where your big companies are at. Toyota up 2.34%, probably riding high as people see that technical and say, well, maybe they're going to be the next Volkswagen. Let's get on that board. From the negative side, we've got Tesla, we've got SEA, we've got Twilio, Baidu, Roku, all of these areas. Spotify, possibly some better little bits of dip discounts for some of you if you're interested in those stocks and you've got high conviction. Let's now do NNDM, the Nano Dimensions. Yesterday was good. Today will be bad. 3% down, 10.76. Everything looks all right. Weekly in golf. Very nice. Go to the daily again. Go to the 4 hour. $11.63 close above will signal quite a lot of buying, I would hope. Let's bring in the horizontal line for us. That trend line down has been completely stopped. Looks okay. 14 will be your next target. And there's really nothing stopping you once you close above here. So you're in not really a scary zone today at 1075. Where you start to get a little bit scared is if you break underneath the 976 and close. Now, you can wick under there, but if you break under there, that will be bad chase. Nothing really bad about the price action here. It just looks like similar to everything else, trough, peak, higher trough. We get a higher peak, then we can signal to the next zone. And I believe all of the markets like that. Every single one of these tech stocks, every single one of these positions has got a trough, a peak, a higher trough coming through. And we get that higher peak, you'll see a very nice swing trade or very nice entry point for what we call the participation phase. Good luck there. Jobless claims wasn't good, says Nick. Yeah, I don't think that moves the market too much. I mean, unless it's really bad. I'll have a look at the jobless claims in a moment, but thank you for that. Jay Lim, welcome to the Diamond Hands community. Appreciate your support so much. So many new members. We have 7 new members joining us for the 50,000K special. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Jay Lim, make sure you follow those links. Mushroom Cap says, Tom, sold ADA. Now I'm balls in LTC. Good luck. 203 on LTC right now. ADA 144. Dane J, $10 Australian. Coffee for tomorrow. Thank you so much, Dane. Oh, it's Dane Jewel. What's up, man? Dane, you need to be modded. Where are you here? Did I mod you? Oh, you are a mod. Thank you so much, Dane. I do need it. Ali Malcor, $4.99. Thoughts on NNOX possible FDA approval? Ooh, I always enjoy these. NNOX, Nano X Imaging. Cool. All right, let me just pop this on my list. I'll come back with my real thoughts on it tomorrow. I got a good one of these recently. These are my favorite little strange probably where I'll end up taking the stream to. Favorite random little kind of positions where you get FDA approval stocks and they come through with the approval. Everyone gets hyped and they pump and they dump. So this looks actually a little bit less pumpy and dumpy than others. The sustained daily buying seems to be more than just one day. Notice here you get the gap up, probably something to do with the FDA. Then it hits and then it moves down. Then you get some announcement, has a couple of days of run, moves down. That was a resistance and a resistance. So my thoughts are, if this does come through with the goods, what is the pre-market here? Down 1.52%. Interesting. So if it comes through with the goods, where could you be moving towards? It looks like the 64. So does the risk reward become worth it? Well, you've got a basing formation possibly around this 40. You're sitting at a 48. And you've got a 64 payout. No price action telling you long or short right now, other than it's formed off that. Yeah, look, I'll come back on this one, but yes, if the FDA approval comes through, I think 64 will be your spike zone. If it's a more sustained FDA approval, most of them aren't. Most of them just pumps and dumps and you just don't get it through. But this one seems to hold for a couple of days worth of trade. So good luck there. One of the things that might be an early warning sign is to look at the 52. And if it comes in to the announcement at 64, it could be a buy the rumor, sell the fact. Be very, very careful about that concept. So look at 52.70 and then 64 as a resistance. Good luck, Ali. Appreciate the donation. Mountain Fortress says, so red day today for the Nasdaq. Seems inevitable it'll be red as long as those treasury yields stay up. It's hard for it. It might bull a little bit around 13,000 and go back up, but it's not going to be like I wouldn't think it's a 2 or 3% up day for the Nasdaq. It might be a flat or it might be like a 2% down. If it cleans under 13,000 during the real market, let's say an hour gets below the 13,000 for the Nas, that's going to push further down to the 12.8. So be careful in the first hour of trade. Tom got 50K. I certainly did. Sandola77 coming in with $4 donation for a coffee. Thank you so much, Sandola. You're a great supporter of the stream. And again, thank you to all the mods, to the members, and to the community in general. I could not have done this without you guys. John Jepson, welcome to the Stonk Squad. I know it's a bit late here, but I do appreciate it, John. Thank you for joining the community. And we look forward to having you more here. So Ali, yes, the NNOX, I've got it written down. I've got to do more research on that one. Goat Shrine says that FX Evolution, yeah, the anticipation on ADA is a bit too much. Thanks. It could be a buy the rumor, sell the fact kind of thing. Remember, you got the Coinbase, you got everything else. Everyone goes hyper and then moves down. We will look at DOT soon. Lee, SGD, $8. Thank you so much, Lee. Do you have any info on Moonshot ETF Moon, both fundamentals and technicals? Thinking to enter for a long-term swing. Okay. So this is Moon. I don't have much fundamentals on it. Obviously launched November last year. Maybe someone in the community can share some of their opinions. What do you guys think of Moonshot? Anyone that's well-versed in this particular one, share your thoughts and I'll read them out for Lee. Well, much appreciated if you have thoughts and we can read them out. Always good to hear other people's opinions. Never stop learning, guys. Always improve every day you can. It really pays out. 44.18. So this is good as a level. 44.20. Today is going to be down 43.60. Buying off what the 41.50-ish zone where those previous wicks were would be nice. Similar to the others, trough, peak, high trough, but this one does look a lot more bullish. And then you've got to contend with, do you have to contend with this 46 zone? I'm not even sure if you do have to. Look, this has got strong pressure through it. You can see it's bullish. The pullback was severe, but also so is the recovery. So it's kind of like square. It looks really good and there's a lot of hype and anticipation around it. That kind of pullback that quickly is good. But I'd be just looking for a peak break and then you'd have your higher trough or your trough here in general. You'd have your trough, your higher trough, your peak and your higher peak. And then you can start to move towards this previous resistance, which will be around that $50-ish. I think it looks fine. Even on a down day like this, it's only down 0.68. It shows that there's strong momentum there, but we'll see what the community says about the fundamental side. Tesla, done it a few times. Tesla's all about the 660. I'll put it on the charts. Down currently 3% to 680. 660 is the support. Opal says, do you think everyone will rotate to value during the quadruple witching? Does that mean tech will be cheap next week? I don't think so. The quadruple witching just includes heaps amount of volume, and there's a lot of calls that expire and get bought in. It often actually leads to bullish market for that period. Remember, that's tomorrow. Let's catch up here. Almost there. Evan, $5. Thank you so much. Can we look at Mana Decentraland? Congrats on 50K, Chief. Thank you so much, Evan. quickly do Tesla. People have been harassing me about it. They're like, Tesla, 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 Tesla. Yeah, we do it. Crypto and Tesla seems to be the most popular things here in our Nasdaq positions. So 660 support is here. Yesterday we got a little bit lower. Bring it up. There it is, the 660. Body close, wicks, everything around here. As long as we hold above this area, it's fine. There's no problem with consolidation. Sometimes you got to have consolidation. Don't let consolidation be fearful towards you as a trader or an investor. 720 is still our resistance. And the beautiful thing about this is we consider this on a smaller time frame, like a 4 hour or 2 hour. It's actually an inverse head and shoulders. So if you take that distance and it holds all these kind of ways right now, look at that. Guys, it's a proof. It's a proof in the market to the 900 to the 888 area. That is so good. So good. The trend, the horrible downtrend has been broken. It's consolidating. And as long as it can hold up, the sentiment is amazing for Tesla right now. Evan, let's do your mana request. We're now about 27 minutes away from the market opening. Did you just want Decentraland? 1.04. So this is different to the other one we looked at. It's different. Interesting. 1.10. So many rejection selling here. I don't quite understand how this is the different one, but anyway, we were looking at the other mana on the Gemini exchange. That looks super bullish. Looks super bullish. Or was that AMP? Oh, it was AMP. Yeah. Okay, mana is struggling with the 1.10. Last time it closed above and it went to 1.2, so you know that any close above is going to push 1.2, but surely you can get more out of it. Let's go to the daily. So much wicking and craziness. 8 hour. It's very tough. 2 hour. 1 hour. Just going through all the time frames. It's a pretty tough chart to figure out from the left-hand side. Some statistical things for you. Look, a 1.1 break will trigger the 1.2. We know that because it's happened before and it happened on the daily, I think it was. So I think it was the daily. Oh, actually, here's an interesting point. So that was the 4 hour. 4 hour. I'm just trying to break it down for you. So the 4 hour broke, it failed, it hit 1.2 and then it suffered. Check out the daily though. Not one closure point. It just keeps selling every day. So a big trigger is going to be just any daily above here. Any daily above this zone. What is this? I'd probably go 1.1 just to be safe. But if the daily closes above 1.1, surely it triggers. And another thing that I like to do is if you have wick rejections, as you close above those wicks, which you should be doing because it should be pushing to 1.2 at least, you're going to be taking out all of the sellers from that and regaining back control. So I actually think this is quite bullish and I'm going to watch it again through the next couple of sessions. I want to see a close above here, a movement to 1.2, and then when we take out these wicks, we should be able to move really high up, hopefully to the 1.4. Yeah, I quite like it. I quite like it. You can always take a 0.8 to the 1.1 as well, which is about 30 cents, and then that pushes the 1.4 figure. Yeah, look for the daily close there, Evan. Good luck. See you, Ty. Good luck, man. Max Marks. Max Mark. How bad could I get your name there, Max? Max Mark, welcome to the Stonk Quad. Thank you so much for joining the community. Appreciate your support and everybody else's. It's been great. TM spiked. Did it? Did the US 10 years nasty TVC, is it still going? 1.73. Okay. This is the one you're watching today. You have this on the side screen, you just look at it and then you'll know. Crunel says, Tom, check out TRQ metal copper play. CMP 18 all-time high 276. Another base formation weekly monthly breakout. Okay, we can check that out. Why not? Why not? 1 month. Whoa, it's been low for a very long time. These guys got some kind of cash flow problems. They do some kind of reverse split or something to kill the company. Yeah, that's pretty low. Not sure I like it as much. I would have preferred that the base formation was more structured, but yes, it is moving through. Next target will be something like the 20 bucks. Good luck. Not as good as I'd hoped, but thank you for bringing it to my attention. Max says you've become pretty much as necessary as my coffee in the morning, so I'm super addicted to coffee. So I figure it's time I made the commitment. Well, thank you very much there, Max. Appreciate it. Good morning from Florida. Explorer says, can you take a look at MCF? I think they are in accumulation stage. MCF. We'll check some of these strange positions out. Why not? Ooh, lots of volume. Yeah, volume is improving. Go back to the weekly there. Strange. What is this? Oil, gas production. $1 billion basically. Broke out already and now is consolidating above the breakout. $6.51 yesterday. Target $7.20. Seems to be a bit of oil gas companies that are coming good. Yeah, look, there's opportunities in some of these kind of smaller stocks. This is certainly a breakout though. In any other stock, that would be very, very strong. Way High Dude Man says, here every day, Tom. Thanks so much, Way High Dude Man. I do see you here quite a lot. LC doubled last month. Good work, Saha. Any thoughts on Sundial? You guys know what my thoughts are on Sundial. I hate this stock so much. I really do. The cash flow, everything. But look, I do wish everyone the best. My thoughts really won't be worth anything here, though. It's up, down, all around. $1.62 pre. Look, it broke through last time. It just couldn't do anything. It's a very tough trade because it's a meme stock from a technical perspective. What can you do? $2 will be the first target if it continues its movement up. I'm not sure if this $1.75 from the other day really matters. That was just through negative sentiment. So now the checks are here. $1.62 looks like it could move up to the 2. Good luck, but yeah, there's no TA that I can tell. See you, Dane. Catch you, mate. Are you in Melbourne or Sydney? Greetings from Melbourne. I'm in Melbourne, Safi. Yep, I'm in Melbourne. I'm just looking through a couple of these comments here. Thanks very much, Paul. Yeah, that's funny. Same at Sundial, says Steve. Yeah, it's noise. All right, let's do DOT for the community. I know you guys want to look at DOT. DOT is, I think, a sleeper hit from the perspective of how many good things can happen in the news. You could have additions to networks. I mean, is there any reason why DOT can't be taken across? I might be completely just stupid here, and you guys can let me know. Is there any reason why DOT can't be put on other networks for trading and other areas and eventually added across the board? Does anyone know if there's a reason why that could occur? $40 will be your target for DOT most of the time for trading. But when it clears 40, because of the base that it's forming here and the series of, look, it got a little bit crazy recently, but at least it bounced with a nice bullishness. Any of all this price action in here just is showing me strength. It's showing me that there is a huge commitment of buyers looking at this. We've got to remember as well, from a coin, I always talk about market capitalization. Let's refresh this market capitalization for a second. Bring it across. So Cardano is now 44 billion To put that in perspective, ETH is only 204 billion. And then we scroll down, Polkadot's 33. Now they were neck and neck at one point. XRP still sitting at 21 billion. Looks like it's going to get completely taken out. Might even be out of the top 10 by the end of the year. But from a market capitalization size, it's getting pretty far away from Polkadot. And I could see Polkadot moving through. I think a lot of the money, though, is going towards this coin, which is Kusama. So this coin's been a star recently. Well worth checking out during pullbacks. Kusama is a bit of a star. We mentioned it a few weeks ago, and I still think it's good. All right, AMC crowd 1411 up 4% here. It's almost time for us to dial in 215. Let's get it to 1,000 likes, guys. 1,858 people here. If you can get me to 1,000 likes, I'd be greatly appreciative. But basically today, what I'd be looking at in the market is US 100 NAS at the 13,000, finding that support. AMC holding above 14, and if it can, moving towards the next levels, which is going to be the 16 bucks. So any hold above 14 for the first half an hour should push through to the $16. I'm sure a lot of you are excited about that. First 30 minutes is key on AMC today, I think more than ever before. And GME 215, it's just in the middle of nowhere. It's not giving us enough strength or weakness yet. Tom Georgiades says skills, please. Yeah, we can check out skills. SKLZ, isn't it? Skills Inc. 5.75% down the pre. Back into the support. Not ideal. Pointless to draw that. Not ideal. 24, 28, 27.68. Oh, there's just this. What do you do? What do you do? That was a big drop yesterday. I could see the pre going even further down. Maybe it goes and retouches the $24 supports here. It's just not looking good from a price action standpoint. You put this next to another thing. You put it next to something like Net. Look at Net's price action, guys. I mean, what does that look like to the community? You want to see, I mean, it's down today. Sure, I get you, 2.57%. But look how many of these stocks are inverse head and shouldering. Look at it. Left, head, right. Get the trend line out. Extrapolate it up. I mean, you cannot tell me that this, look at it. It's ridiculous. It's so good. That is insane TA that's happening across the board with these inverses. They're all predicting these highs. They've all got the drops in them. This one looks almost picture perfect. Wow. Let's hope it doesn't break through. Corey Williams, $2. Are you bullish Chainlink? Yeah, I like Chainlink. My mates actually like this a lot. So they love this coin. Chainlink has been sitting for quite some time, hasn't it? Let's have a look here. So February, January, August in 20. Wow. So in many ways, Chainlink's been sitting for a long, long time from its bullishness. It's the kind of thing I like to see. So market is down for Chainlink. Series of high lows, pretty much equal kind of highs. I think next time it goes through this area, it should just bust the 35s, but you'll have to be careful of 35. Yeah, like I'm pretty bullish on it. What's the market cap here for Chainlink? I know it's getting added to quite a few networks at the moment. I'm all about market cap on these. 12.26. 33. So it could go to 20 quite easily. Yeah, I would say yes. Market capitalization size, the fact that the community hasn't really bought it up yet. I'd want to do a little bit more research about what's going wrong with it, not to push it through, but the TA is looking good. Series of higher lows, equal kind of highs are around that little 31 to 31.50, 31.80. This area here continues to coil, and when the explosion comes through, it should be very, very nice. So yeah, I would say I'm bullish on this, yes. Alec Diefenbach, $4.20. Thoughts on the FOMC results and macros over the next 12 months? So the thoughts on the FOMC is Powell continues to lose control of the markets and really loses control of sentiment. So he is not powerful anymore in the markets from the perspective of the market's sick of what he says. He says the same thing. He was super powerful at the start. Every word he said, the market would go nuts, but now he is not. Macros over the next month, I expect continued recovery, or at least perceived recovery in the markets and the economy. I think we'll have one more blip. That blip will probably come into the end of the year. So what usually happens is we might continue to extend. We might continue to go bullish, but April is a good month. So is usually, May is actually, they say sell in May. It's not notoriously that sellable. We'll do a video about it. June, July, August, usually good months. However, September, those ones, September, October, November may be very bad, followed by some bullishness into the end of the year. So I think macros will continue to improve across the world as we open up, and we've plugged a lot of the holes, and there's just so much cheap money. It's cheap. Here in Australia, I can tell you, property prices are going crazy. Cheap money, it's just leading to tons of leverage. In Australia, we protect the property market. It's going nuts. It is going nuts. People are just paying $100,000. Like, who cares? So I think it's this next run will end in GFC style tendencies, which was, remember, the debt level or the leverage level wasn't as high in the markets. This time round, this next bull cycle, you're going to see massive amounts of leverage enter the markets. Leverage, 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 because money is cheap. Majestic, $5. Can you check out XYO? Certainly can. Let's have a look at that. What do you guys think? Do you reckon that we're going to end the year green or red for the S&P 500? Green or red? I would go with green, but I think there will be another decent pullback. Let's have a look here. What is this? We can only do it versus BTC, and it's not looking good versus BTC. 2 hours. At least it's on support. Horizontal line, it needs to be put through here. Critical level. Okay, so we have never had, let's go to the 4 hour. So the bodies are actually even higher. So we've never actually had a market close underneath this zone with a body. So if it gets too much lower and closes, unfortunately, that's going to be super negative towards this particular coin, this XYO. You do not want it underneath here, and if it does, it must quickly reject. So there's not much TA you can do on this one, but I do think that it's at the right level for it to become a buy. If it cannot buy off this area, unfortunately, you could see it really return back down to here. Why did it pump over here? Is it sustained? What else about the 1 hour? Series of lower highs coming through down here. It tried to get above that point, millions of zeros and a 2, and it just couldn't do it several times. So all of that sentiment that was looking high lows, high lows, high lows was broken against. It's make or break for this pair right now. Good luck there, Majestic, but it's absolutely make or break. $20 coming in from Fred Jones. Thank you so much, Fred Jones. $20 donation. Appreciate it. It says heat check for Bow and Oxley. I should buy this Bow just because it's got a cool name. So I assume it's the Bow token that you're talking about. I'll go with that. Nice structure. Let's go to the 4 hour. Suffering, obviously, some serious declines. Always got to ask yourself, why is it suffering these declines through what should be a pretty bullish time for it? So trend line instantly, I would put my horizontal support through this, and I would say what you're looking for is a break above here, close, and then a pullback down, and then a movement. This is actually a nice trend line. Get that on your charts and watch those levels. I'll leave it there for just a second. Let's do a quick check because we are 8 minutes away from open. I've let time get away from me. 91.84. Dollar index is bulling strong. 10-year yields are the big concern today, and dollar index as well, which is 1.74 for the 10 yields, up 6%. US 100 struggling around that 13,000, down 1.5%, possibly offering some dips for your high sentiment kind of stocks that you're looking at. US 500 coming along and declining as well, but it's led by tech. It's all about tech because of all this ideas about 10-year treasuries. If you're worried about 10-year treasuries, put them on your chart, look for the 1.95, 1.96, and then you'll be fine. Bitcoin recovered somewhat back to 58,000. And what else is there? I mean, really, ADA is coming off its top. That's Cardano. VIX has spiked to 20.3, but no real incredible spike here. Watch the first hour of trade, see how it plays through. For anyone that's concerned about TDOC, yesterday's news, look, Cathie Wood brought it up hard. And realistically, yes, they're going up against Amazon, but it's going to be some time. This bow, trend line, horizontal, beautiful base here. Good luck. Hopefully it turns around. And Oxley. Oh. All right. Yes. All about the weekly here. All about the weekly. See how I just go up and down those time frames. Why do that? Because we had a false break over here. Nasty false break. Pre-market up 12.27%. Could enter the week closing bullish. But I tell you what, this is a very nice formation of resistance highs. So you get a weekly close above. It could go even longer. I could see this going into the 40 today, 0.4, because that's such a strong resistance. It's where it bounced off last time. But this base formation is very strong. It's actually also inverse head and shoulders. So you can really just take the distance. Nice if you spotted this one early. Yeah. I'd take it early. I'd take it here. It's going to that high, but I don't care about the high. Just there. Keep watching the weekly on this one, Fred. Thank you so much for the donation. It is looking good. All right, guys, 21 more likes. Let's get to it. We're ready to get hyped for today. It is pre-market open on the FX Evolution channel. Thanks so much for getting us to 50,000 subs. If you're already here and you've been enjoying it, we've got 1,800 people joining us. If you're enjoying the pre-market, make sure to subscribe, give us a like. And we are here every day of the week doing these pre-markets. So I do appreciate it. This is nice. I like all of that. That's all good, man. Thank you for the donation. AAPL, we checked that one before Unlimited. I think there's a lot of potential in AAPL. 122, 121 is about the right zone for support to be found. Bob Couch, thank you so much for joining the Diamond Hands community. Got 9 new members. Can we make it 10 for today's session? That would be amazing. But thank you so much for joining the community. Make sure you follow those instructions to get access. High Def Tasmanian says, "G'day Tom, well done on the 50k subs. Thank you so much. Have you seen the New Zealand house prices up an average of 22.4% over the past year? Wow. That's even better. And they're leveraged too. People say, I'm all about the stock and stuff, but that is an amazing investment. That is 100% return on your margin. 100%. It is phenomenal. That is crazy. Crazy stuff. All right, let's do it. Let's get hyped. 4 minutes away from the open. I'm ready, guys. Hopefully you get some profit out today, or you get some opportunities for what you want. Brazil markets are booming. Money has no value. It's kind of true. All right. That's Tesla in a few days. Inverse head and shoulders, yeah? It's a rocket. thanks so much, guys. Members coming out of everywhere. We've got to our 10. Amazing. Thank you so much. Let's get into our 4-screen GME and AMC. Whoa, AMC 1428. Don't worry, we don't miss it. Here we go. We have them loaded. I'm interested very much. Pre-market down 2.68% for Tesla. Better than it was before. US 100. What did we predict? 13,000. Will we get it? 3 minutes. Come on. Don't prove Tom wrong. Come on. Get up. We want to see 13,000. None of this 12,994 business. 215 for GME. What you're watching, 240 and the 225. Closure above here will signal into 240. We've got a lot of noise to get through. 295 is the next target, and then 349. Yes. Look at it go. Look at it go. Artur, thank you so much for joining the Stonk Squad. Thank you for joining the community and supporting the channel. Appreciate it. The PLTR, please. We did certainly look at it. No. What are you doing? 12,988. That's not 13,000. We did PLTR. I'll just load it on this bottom right for a second. So PLTR, it's very difficult to TA down here, but just remember around, what was that price before we had? Got to get off the 5-minute chart. That's not going to help us out. Around 24.52 is where ARK started purchasing. So that's actually where the heavier support is for PLTR. So watch that area. You want it to buy off 24.50-ish. Hopefully it can. And then if it does, it can move to the next zone. 2 minutes now till we get opens. Let's do our quick check round the markets. What have we got going on? Pre-market is red on one side, green on the other. Healthcare, Toyota, these are Alibaba. Someone said that before. We should have checked it out. Yep, it is on the move. Alibaba is on the move, 238. Still very low from where it has been. Ring, SEA, Roku. I'm not bullish on Roku, but I know everyone is. Baidu, Trade Desk, all of these coming through. CrowdStrike surprisingly down, pretty good returns. All right, here we are. 30 seconds. Hold the line, says Abe. Indeed, lines must be held, but AMC is probably looking the most promising today of everything. Let's get ready to rumble. 15 seconds on the market. Don't prove me wrong. Get to the 13,000. How long do I have? Got 6 seconds. Come on. I'm not going to get there, am I? Oh, so close. All right, we're open, guys. Here we go. Off to the races. Looks like we hit 13,000. Yeah, well, you know, 1 second in, that'll be enough. 13,000 reached instantaneously for the market. It wanted to do it. It just heard me and couldn't get it done onto the open. So this will become the point of bulls and bears fighting it out. Let's see who can win the first 5 minutes. Market is open. 683 for Tesla. This is all down. What have we got? T-Doc only down 0.61%. Got slammed yesterday. The reason it's not down so much is I think sentiment's coming through a little bit. ARK purchasing so much does help. Got Square down to 242, down 1.46%. And Net, one of my favorites, 73.84. Let's load up the pre-screen. Percentage changes. Toyota doing the best. People really hyped on this idea of stocks going EV. I mean, maybe that Mazda play is not that bad that we saw before. Maybe it is not that bad. JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, banks loving these treasury yields going up. Negative big reds all the way through. Zillow Group, CrowdStrike down 3.35. Trade Desk, Autodesk, Roku. Crazy watch list. What have we got in the crazy watch list? We've got AMC 6.19. The apes will be happy, 14.40. Pretty much we are now moving towards the $16 squeeze. I think a lot of that has got to do with that sentiment being strong from the DTCC plus the checks coming through for the general millennial community. Big reds, no big reds there. All right, well, guys, it is a very interesting open. Continue to watch these 13,000 level for the NAS. Continue to watch the 10-year treasuries. We're at 1.742. What's happening on Bitcoin? Bitcoin 58,000 flat. Cardano continues to weaken, 1.43. follow the technical way and you will find the high quality resistance levels. I still expect Cardano potentially could pop down further, but if it has another crack at 147, it will really try to break it now. Watching the VWAG, he says, eat it. It's going to be interesting. What's that, Rashad? What am I going to dare? What am I doing? Diamond hands here, says Gravity Falls. High volume will help us. Do not sell. Yeah, well, there should be a lot of expirations coming through as well. Lot of them. No worries, Catherine. Glad you enjoy. Barber, please. Fair enough. Let's have a quick look at Barber. Might as well do it. We can't resist. So if people are being paid out for picking up that nice support the other day, it looks like. 237 up 1.85. Go down to the daily. Look at the support. We had the line here. 225, 226, right on the zone. Now what you're looking for is it to get past the 241. This 241 and a half. You need it above here. That will then create a little miniature double bottom and you can start to get some sentiment back in. Remember, you're at the risk and the mercy of really the government on this one. That's really the biggest problem, I think, with the Barber stock. Casino opening soon? Oh no, the casino is open. What's my view on Facebook? Facebook and Google, my biggest view is, while I like these companies a lot, and actually Facebook's been a decent investment, it's been a bit slower, I guess. I'm just problematic. I like to have this in my long-term portfolio. So I like to have these types of stocks in my long-term. I'm just wondering what the government's going to do to them for antitrust and other things in the future. If we get like a Microsoft mid-2000s thing. Look, Facebook's very close to really having a proper breakout, and it's been some time. Remember, it was here back in July, August of last year. So it's been quite a lot of consolidation on these big stocks. So I do like it, and I think it's looking for a breakout, but I find it hard in the longer term. 13,021, nothing to be concerned about. These bonds, I'm telling you, 1.96, 1.95 on the 10-year treasury. Anything up to that does not have me scared. Tesla consolidating at the 684 and AMC 1420. Look for closes above here on significant time frames. And once you get those closes, you can start to really talk about the $16 squeeze. What's my view of Volkswagen? We spoke about it before. I think it's over from the initial move. It hit those highs. Look at it on a large time frame, like a monthly. Go to some of the other car manufacturers if you want to play the EV. And some people were like, oh, well, I think this is going to do a deal with Volkswagen's going to deal with Apple or whatever. If you're thinking that way, why not just look at Apple? Because Apple will be the real profiteers out of that. TCAT has been halted, says Lucic. Interesting. The feed, Tom, UWMC is flying high today. Well, that's good, isn't it? I think you like that one. Checked out OMG before. That was an interesting breakout that happened. Maybe a little bit more of a sleeper. UWM Holdings. Yes, it is high, flying high. Just be careful of the 10, as we mentioned before. Very dangerous stock, that one. But I'm glad for you. 13,000 still being reached. All right, guys. Well, so I can keep this up and do Friday, you know what I usually do around here. Sometimes I stay with you and we keep going through. But that will have to wait until 2 weeks' time when the Australians will be rejoicing because we'll be actually opening the US market at 11:30 p.m. rather than 12:30 or 1:30. So thanks so much for getting me to 50,000. Thank you for the new members. Today's levels to watch out for. If you're worried about the NAS, don't be worried until it gets under the 12,800. I will be preparing a video tomorrow to go through all of this. BTC, guys, 57.1. If you're looking at that zone, just dial in there. There's some great support that should be found. ADA, you know, it's going to hover and float. It does what it does. Gold looks doomed, unfortunately. It was above the 1740, but just couldn't hold. And dollar index will be another one that's worthwhile watching. Load your dollar index on the chart. Go down into the 2 hour and 1 hour and just watch between this 91.35 and the 90, what is this, 91.96. Remember, I've got strong resistance there. If dollar index gets through somehow, it's actually going to be kind of bearish to the market. So I'm very interested probably in this chart. Very interested in this chart. But for now, I don't believe you have anything to be concerned about. Thanks so much, guys. 50,000. Let's get to 100. I've made it my mission this year to try to stream as much as I can through the stock trading week. And you never know, Australians out there, share the words. I might even start covering some Australian market, possibly do 1 day a week. Would you guys like that for the Australians that are still with us? Would you like a Australian market open? That would be so much. That'd be so much fun. Let's look at CSL. Let's look at Afterpay. Okay, we're done. See ya. So that's the Australian market for you. But no, I think it'll be a lot of fun. TDOC is green. You can go get sleep. Oh, it is green. 0.86. Nice. But my net's down. My squares are down. My hyper-growth stock portfolio is down still. But yes, TDOC is green. Cheers, guys. We'll catch you later. Bye. All right, maybe we'll do an Aussie Open sometime.